If any members want to join, people who are members can join the live chat directly. I mean the live stream directly. You all can see the joining link, the invitation link on the community post or tab. Okay, it's visible only to the members, and for everyone else, I'll be taking statements and questions from the live chat only. Let's see what's going on. She's saying, by the way, I was surprised that Rishi pointed out that it is in fact RSS's view that ऐसे ही कश्मीर solve हो जाएगा. I didn't know they had this kind of naive views. How can this happen? How can someone so connected to the ground level and all be this naive? या फिर we are getting something wrong. What is going on? How can RSS even think this? कि ऐसे कश्मीर सॉल्व हो गया इस कुछ दिनों में. Anand is back. What the fuck? Okay, before Anand joins, I'll just read these comments. So Rishi is adding that here's the thing: RSS Pracharak is much better than RSS higher ups. These RSS chiefs are the Gandhian socialists, absolute cucks. Watch JD Ajay Chungru. He explains. तो but प्रचारक जो कश्मीर में है वही तो ये फीडबैक दे रहा होगा हायर अप्स को कि देखिए कश्मीर में हम सॉल्व कर लिए हैं. How can this happen? How can RSS say this? Anyway, yes, Anand.
Yeah, I just want to pick on the GD Bakshi thing. I not disrespecting the general. Like obviously they have a lot of expertise. I cannot even speak on the topic. But I was finding a lot of generals have different opinions on the same topics. For example, invasion, right? Invasion plans, or not invasion, what do you call it? Hit back plans. Like I think General Shankar believes that we should do other things, like invasive stuff, not deep in. And I think GD Bakshi ji wants to go a little further in. If I'm not wrong, I'm not sure again. Because each one has a different perspective on how the thing should be deployed, because they also war game and stuff. My point is like at some level, maybe they should have like a enclave of retired generals discussing these topics, and then we could.
उनका तो maybe they do have enclaves, right?
I have no idea. Just saying, if we can get some information about it, maybe a more coherent idea of what the different schools of thought on the same topic are, because we don't know. We don't know what the government is doing, and it's possible the RSS. And I do agree, the RSS is a little bit of let's aman ki asha these days. So,
How? Why? On the basis of what? कहाँ से मिला उनको ये message?
Because fundamentally, what is the perspective that you want to bring everyone who's treated as a karma bhumi as part of the Hindu ideology, right?
तो वो डंडे मारने के बाद या पहले? Without the डंडा वो कैसे होगा? वो डंडे का ट्रेनिंग किसके लिए देते हैं फिर? अरे अजीब बात है. तो डंडे लाठी खेला किस लिए? Who are they preparing for then? अगर सबको bring along करना है.
I don't know. Can you ask like Nava said, I don't know anything about how they the Shaka model is. So I don't know.
हाँ. तो खुद डंडे प्रैक्टिस करेंगे मगर पुलिस डंडे नहीं मारेगा.
No, but Nava will be the perfect person to ask. He will actually know about this. He says no. He has been able to. He has the access to the how the ideology is, how they train.
Yeah. He has probably gone offline. No, I think he's listening. Nava Vimarsh, if you can come online again. Yeah, he's online. So let us know if you know something about this, that the people who practice dandas are saying that the danda is not needed in Kashmir. What in the fuck? हर जगह में गांव में डंडे प्रैक्टिस कर रहे हैं तो कश्मीर में डंडा नहीं मारेंगे ये कैसे होगा? RSS believes in डंडा to save yourself, not use it. तो बिना यूज किए कैसे सेव करेंगे अपने आप को? या फिर टूरिस्ट लोग अब डंडा लेके जाए घूमे, चलो डंडा उठते हैं पहाड़ में. Wait, yeah, Nava Vimarsh is coming. By the time he joins, we had a question for you from the audience that what do you think of Abhijit Mitra?
I have no personal I have a lot of opinions, but unfortunately, what topic?
No, first of all, yes, since you are gay, do you find him hot? Uske baad we'll move on to serious stuff.
Some people would find him hot. I don't know. Because
what's his age? He looks pretty young for his age, right? I've heard he's about 50 years old.
No, 40, 45, 50. 40 to 50, yeah, he will be.
You are 40?
I'm 43.
Holy fuck, you look like an unfit 34. Then you are pretty healthy only. Yeah, kya Tamil Brahmin genes.
I am unfit, I agree. Right, that I agree. I am unfit.
Yeah, but you look like an unfit 34.
Okay.
Bengal में आओ कभी, आओ हमारे हवेली में देखोगे unfit 34 Bengalis कैसे होते हैं. But to complete your point, what do you think of AIM? Then we'll have Nava Vimarsh.
But what? On what topic? Because I have different opinions.
His views and stuff. His overall his views.
So I find his sources are very good. Like he has got extremely good sources. So he's got contacts and he got sources. I mean, you have to give it to him. He's done a lot of groundwork, build the connections and all, which is like very
Yeah.
difficult. Like literally part of his job. I find his analysis sometimes gets a little bit into the personal opinion rather than the what do the facts tell.
Okay.
I mean,
Okay.
I'd rather not. I have also personal opinions about things, but I don't know if the facts justify those personal opinions, right?
Give some examples. Can you think of something
Uh,
right now?
what was it? I can't
What do you
at the
disagree
moment.
with him on? What do you disagree with him on?
Again, at the moment, I can't think of any specific one thing. The general vibe had like the thing I disagree with him. I tend to disagree with him on the fact that the analysis comes from nowhere. I don't see where the evidence is coming from for that statement. He's just stating it, but it comes from appeal to authority. Like I know this. I have talked to these
Right.
people. And
Yes.
it's not,
Yeah.
not immediately apparent. But as a predictor, we all know he's horrible at predicting shit.
So, what do you think of his prediction of Hinduism not surviving?
Nah, it's nonsense. Hindus is the only thing that survive.
Okay. With the name Hinduism or in other names and forms and stuff? Because Sanatan is after all Sanatan.
No, I think we don't know which sect of Hinduism will survive, but Hinduism is the only one that will survive.
Okay.
So it could be ISKCON, it could be
Right.
Lakshmi Narayan guys, it could be
Yeah.
the Akshardham people, it could be the
Hmm.
the Ramakrishna Mission people. There's so many different groups, right? That are like building. It could be the Sri Vaishnavites in South India, like they're like suddenly started doing like getting people into the group. Earlier, Sri Vaishnavas didn't bother to convert anyone. They're like, we are in our own group, we don't want to do anything. Suddenly now they're like, oh, well, let's bring everyone into the community. There was one
Right.
way. So if you see the history of Sri Vaishnavism, the way they laid out, Ramanujacharya created the system, right? Then there was another group, Sri Vamelu. I forgot his name. Very hard to say his name. He said
Okay.
we need other castes into the community. Like you can't just have Brahmins in the community. You must bring everyone into it. So he started converting everyone. Like everyone in the region, they started converting them. They're like a big B Sri Vaishnava. Because ultimately,
Right.
what Sri Vaishnavism says that the only way to moksha is bhakti. You do other things. You do mimamsa, you do nyaya, all that is fine. But ultimately, you want to get moksha, you have to get bhakti. So anyone is welcome. Because bhakti is only like requirement. There's no
Right.
sanchita
Right.
karma, parartha karma at all in Sri Vaishnavism. Unless of course you don't have bhakti. If you have no bhakti, then you will go through sanchita karma and parartha karma. Parartha karma is your actions in this life, and sanchita karma is your next life birth. What will be born as. So that's
Right.
so I'm saying
Right.
Hinduism will survive. The only one thing that will survive. Other groups will kill each other.
Right.
We just need to hold on. We need to build institutions, long-term institutions. And finally, Modi
Yes.
has provided a system to create long-term institutions. Whatever you criticize him for, at least this he's provided the ability to create the long-term institutions. Look at the US, man. NRA is standing up and saying we are Hindus, stop being so ashamed of Hindus. Be proud to be Hindus. They're protesting in roads in like Melbourne. They're protesting in front of Pakistan embassy,
Yeah.
saying I'm Hindu. Have you ever seen this in your life? I'm not seen. I've lived on this earth for consciously for 35 years. Okay. I have not seen Hindus walking around saying, I am Hindu. Like,
Yeah. Yes.
the first time I'm seeing. You see people go to temple, but asserting their rights as a Hindu is like the first time. Like, I've never seen. NRIs though will keep quiet. They will go temple,
Yeah.
like come on, someone ask them a question, are you a Hindu? We are Hindu.
Yeah.
But beyond that, they will not speak up.
Yes.
Making money, giving family, that's all is required.
Yeah.
Then predictions. So prediction, I don't believe the prediction.
Hmm.
Anything else about AI? No, I think he asked me one more question. I think Abhinav asked me a question about Kashmir. So we are
Okay.
getting to
And
Kashmir.
Anit is saying he has some breaking news. You can come on the he has commented it already. A local Pakistani journalist from Lipa Valley shared a video claiming that India is heavily firing on them. Oh, acha, acha. Okay. Okay,
What's
we'll
Lipa
check this
Valley?
out. Some valley
What's
in
Lipa
Kashmir, I
Valley?
guess, or in Pakistan.
On Pakistan.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah,
No,
go
so
ahead.
since Abhinav wanted to ask some information, just to give him a. So I went, I think, 1 year ago. So we went to many places. We went to Sonmarg, Gulmarg. So this place,
Algam.
Palgam, the Baisaran Valley. Then we went even north to Wular Lake. So we drove
Okay.
to Wular. which they recommend don't do. But we drove. We came back middle of the night. Our driver is like, "You give me money, I will drive you."
Hmm.
We,
Right.
we drove. So we went safely, no problem. There's no issue there. We went Bular
I
Lake,
see.
and we were not planning to go. But my dad is like, I want to, I want to see the biggest lake. I was like, I'm going to go all the way to Kashmir. I want to see everything come. I don't want to see parts of it. I want to go even
Yeah.
further. Actually, okay. They're like, no, don't do that. It's dangerous and stuff. So then, so we were in Gulmarg. We were taking the donkeys, so you can go see all my parents taking donkeys. We were walking. So we went to have food at one place, and then an old uncle. He's like, I've been in the RBI Kashmir branch, Srinagar branch for 20 years, 30 years. There's a time when we were having horrible situation and people were killing everyone. I was there, and he said a lot of pressure on us to basically say, don't leave the RBI job, don't be with the Indian state, become Pakistan.
Oh,
Basically, reject everything. He's using government job, right? He's like,
I
no,
see.
forever. He's this because there are a lot of other people sitting nearby. And he's like narrating this to my dad because my dad is very interested. He likes to talk, loves to talk. He's like, yeah, he said very dangerous for us and everything. But I was like, no, for me, this is my fate. If I have to die, I have to die. It's okay. So he's like, don't worry, Kashmir is changing, but clearly it's not changed as much as he also thought. So, so they gave us this. He said, go, no worry, no one will stop you. No one will stop you. Go away. Because Ular is very far. Okay, it's very far
Okay.
from these areas. So we went to Ular. We went there. Other tourists had come. Then we came back. Palgam again. Pahalgam. We went. That place, particular valley, Baisaran Valley, is only accessible by donkey.
Okay.
Like for most people, you can walk, but it takes forever. So we took the donkey to that place. It's very steep, very like there's jagged rocks. There is river, like basically the valleys are going through, and then you hit that small space. So and there's no road link,
I see.
right? So you would need to keep a post there permanently. If you're going to have
Right.
security, you need a
Yeah.
permanent post there. So then supplying that post is going to be costly, right? Expensive. So
Yeah.
and when I was there was no police post. No
Which
police
is what
post.
commies want now. They want it to be a police state completely because otherwise it's state failure.
No. I think even a lot of Hindus want that place police post, and but I have to understand that region. I'll tell you one thing though. I didn't trust anyone. I said to my parents, don't be so naive, right? Keep an eye on the tree line always. Always keep an eye on the tree line. You never know when the enemy is coming. So I did. Still don't trust the Kashmiri completely, but I trust You can trust individual Kashmiris based on how you talk to them. You can make out. Our driver, ironically, I had an argument with him, like minor mini argument with him. He's like, look at the Indian state. Why are there guns everywhere? Why are there military everywhere? Does it seem very calm? I said, hello, if you guys stop doing so much terrorism, there won't be no need for so much military. I don't know his face.
Yeah.
Our driver, he's like, we have accepted the Indian state. Why are you guys putting so much military here? I said, until your terrorism levels drop, we can't be sure that people won't die. And tourists are not going to come, right? But they definitely look at you as business. So they take you to all these date shops and this, what is the Shilajit shop. Like they want to sell you Shilajit, okay.
Yeah.
They want to sell you 5-6 pieces of Shilajit. They want to sell you Shilajit. I have no idea why. But they treat you as a money back. The last thing I wanted to say was about this argument, right? That any Kashmiri separatist gives, or even a Pakistani.
Can you remember and hold your thought? Because in this context only, I need to ask him that why did RSS think that they don't need dandas? You can stay on. Yeah. So Bhupenda, what do you think of RSS view and why? Why is that view?
See, the core philosophy of okay, forget about the RSS. Okay, just talk about Sangh as an organization. And Sangh as an organization is a kind of a burger tree, people tree. There are a million branches. So the core philosophy which flows from the top is that we are in a 1,000-year project to make some fundamental social changes to the Indian society. And that cannot happen through ulterior means. That can only happen through on-ground activities Okay,
Hmm.
and it's a 1,000-year project, not a 100-year project. So for that specific reason, they believe in social harmony. Because if you want to make a long-term change, this is the social structure of Indian society. What was there 1,000 years ago, and if you want to be there, you would need a 1,000-year project, and that can only happen through social integration and keeping the status quo and change it in a gradual manner. That is the philosophy, which is, if you read few books, you will understand it. Okay, if you read few books and understand
So
it,
they
see
think
that
that social integration, harmony can happen without the threat of the danda.
for that they have other methods, other things.
What's the substitution for danda? AK-47 or what? Assault rifle.
I am not defending or promoting. I'm saying that is
Yeah, yeah.
what actually happens. Okay, whether it's good,
I want
bad,
you to
ugly.
defend. We don't
No,
have
no,
an
I
RSS
don't.
spokesperson here, so please
I
defend.
don't. Okay, see, the thing is, like if you have been any of the organization, okay, you can vehemently, I would be asking few very uncomfortable questions for last 6 months.
Hmm.
They will have an answer, and
Hmm.
I will do my job. They will again. I will ask. They will have the same answer. Then
Hmm.
it evolves over time.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
will
I
ask
understand they
even.
are awesome and they have a pretty good, healthy amount of free speech inside their organizations. I'm trying to understand what gave them the impression that without the threat of the danda, integration and harmony can happen, which has never happened in the history of mankind.
Yes, that is where you come correct. Integral humanism.
Oh my god. Oh my
Even
god.
the organization, people have not heard the name of Deen Dayal Upadhyay. I
Yeah.
had to remind people that this doctrine exists.
Yeah. Who just died mysteriously when he was the leader of opposition. Mysteriously अचानक ट्रेन से गिर गया और फिर ट्रेन में ही मर गया. Mysteriously.
So it will see, the thing is, but the most misconception that people have is that it doesn't evolve. It
Hmm.
evolves, but you have to be part of that amoeba to actually understand it. Okay, I do a few things. Okay, so I have seen the evolution. Maybe I am
Hmm.
part of your evolution
Hmm.
process at the very, very, very ground level.
Wait, Anand wants to add something. Can do you have time to hold on, Bhupenda?
Yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah,
Now,
go
I want
ahead,
to
Anand,
ask a
make the point.
question. I want to ask him a question.
Okay.
I'm
Yeah,
curious about
yeah.
this. You said
Okay.
revolving, right? Because this is very interesting. So I love this kind of discussions about organizational structure and stuff. So when they're drafting their evolution process, is it organic from like, is it like they are particular like groups with like, okay, this is what we report from this region, this is what we, and then do they do analysis and say, okay, this is what the tendency of the group is, or they like, okay, from the top we have these things, and what do you think? Do you think it's a good idea or a bad idea? And then they formulate policy.
Okay, it happens two ways. First of all, it's a top-down approach. First of all, it's a top-down approach. So people would grow from bottom to top, okay, and they will create a kind of ideology, and that ideology again will be driven down to the uh, root of the, like, local people who are working for it. Now, what will happen if there are many organizations who are now like 180-degree opposite of what RSS actually thinks, okay, or Sangh actually thinks, but they are originally part of Sangh itself. Now they are doing their own work, okay. Now they are doing their own work, and what will happen is that people think VHP and Bajrang Dal, correct? VHP and Bajrang Dal is people who have founded this. They are part of Sangh. They were part of Sangh itself. So people who think, oh, okay, if I don't believe in this, okay, well, fine, do your own work.
Hmm.
But there is a kind of bond which takes place. Even if you think that somebody from Bajrang Dal would be very, very apathetic or opposite of their views, but at some level, a coordination exists. Okay,
Yeah, they are
where
called Sangh affiliates.
it's complex. You need to read 5 books to understand this. Okay.
Hmm.
Okay. You need to read books of Ratan Sharda. Okay. It's a
Okay.
50-year-old. It will happen. 50-year-old. Okay. So
Hmm.
if you see Ratan Sharda's interview, he said that at 100, from 1 to 50, there was a different objective. From 50 to 100 is a different objective. Now at 100, we need to evolve new objectives as per new challenges. Again, there will be a 50-year-old kind of thing where they will have, and they will methodically do it. Whatever happens politically, it doesn't really matter. See, it's very important to understand. If you want an organization to be successful or to be continuous for the next 500 years, you cannot be a political organization. RKM
Yeah.
is an example.
Right,
Okay.
right.
But yes, there would be. I'll go back to one more thing. See, when you read the Savarkar's books and things, they mentioned that the Hindutva groups were the most threat to British organization because they were putting their people into places where in
Yes,
30
yes.
years they will be
With a
there.
30-year plan in mind.
Yeah, 30-year plan in mind. So now it's not 30, it's 100 years old.
Hmm.
Because they are non-political and because they are decentralized but coordinated, sometimes uncoordinated, but then there's an overall umbrella which brings them together. If today somebody says, even they said to me, like said, okay, to do this, I don't believe in that. Still, I will do it because I know that it is at heart good for the society as a whole. If I actually don't agree, then I will not do it. But still, I will have the sympathetic. Okay, they're doing it for good. Maybe I don't agree with them. So Hindu society needs to evolve different tiers of like social activist groups, which we lack right now. So we would need Sangh, we would Bajrang Dal, we would need some other dals. We would need different tier of organizations who would work at different levels, so that we can have political, social, and capital. Now we are I'll tell you something. The economic capital that we talk about. Okay, people don't know how much economy things is being done at the some level. People have
Okay.
no idea. No idea. Okay, even if they are like in terms of farming, in terms of factories, in terms of manufacturing, the things are being done. Okay, at the back end level, you have no idea. You will see in next 10, 15 years what will happen.
We have some questions for you, along with a question of mine as well. This is a short question. How does it have a top-down approach yet decentralized? That sounds like an oxymoron, or am I getting something wrong? Or will your answer be that you have to read 5 books to understand it?
Okay, I'll try to do it. Okay, so the top-down approach, because there are some core principles which nobody
Okay.
compromise, no
Yeah,
matter who you are.
non-negotiables.
They are not negotiable, not negotiables.
Hmm.
Beyond that, you can do whatever you want.
Hmm.
You can do
I see.
this being in the organization. You can do this without the organization. And even if you ask, if you're doing something with it 180-degree opposite of what they are doing, and you say, okay, I am doing this for this specific purpose, give me help. They will help you.
Hmm. Hmm.
That's how it works.
Okay. Yeah, Anand has a question.
Yes, again related to this only, so it's very interesting. So now recently, Mohan Bhagwat. Okay, I'm not sure if you can confirm this for me. Mohan Bhagwat said, "Why go more than 3 temples, 3 main temples?" Right? Is that a red line, or was it like he's just say giving his personal opinion, and then like personally at a lower level, people like, okay, you will fight for the temple in Karnataka, and you will fight for a temple in Andhra Pradesh. Is it because is it like that? Just like I'm laying out this general groundwork of what I expect, and it's like locally they were like, okay, this is an issue that we're really passionate about, and we're going to fight for this temple.
This is like a principal position of social harmony. Okay, so they believe that at this juncture, if you are going to like claim 50 temples, okay, that will create too much chaos in the society itself, and that will have greater consequences for their overall. Their agenda is actually to create, empower Hindus as a whole economically, because if you are not going to have a economically empowered Hindu society, how many temples you build, it doesn't really matter, because money is going to the ultimate factor. So they think we can reclaim after 200 years. Simple idea.
Now, my question is it possible for you to give a short gist of the idea of integral humanism, or is it too complex to do that?
Oh, it is a simple thing. Yeah, whatever I have read, integral humanism actually it is based on the say Vedic principles or the Indic principles of social harmony. Okay, so environment, social harmony, rights for every individual. Okay, no caste, and kind of equal rights for every equal rights to actually believe whatever they want.
Hmm. Okay.
So if you see, I'll give an example. There is in Karnataka a tribe called Siddhi. They are actually African origin.
Yeah, yeah.
Siddhi is something there, correct?
Yeah, in Gujarat as well.
Yeah, yeah. They have actually worked in that community and created, and they were very backward. They worked with them, educated them, and they created a kind of a separate organization where they take care of them. And that now that there is some like a leader who is from their community itself.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
a
yeah.
symbolic of integral humanism, where every human being needs to be given the opportunity to become what they want to become and give them the options, enable
Hmm.
them. So, enabling humans to achieve their human potential in one line would be integral humanism. Human,
Okay.
not any specific ethnicity, religion, caste, or anything else.
Right, right. Yeah, Anand wanted to ask something.
Still about this temple thing. So again, like, so how do we perceive people like Vishnu Jain or
Hmm.
Anand Nathan, or even me personally? Like, for me, I have difficulty with this perspective that these three temples are critical, yet other temples are not critical. See, you understand. So these three critical temples are: one is Vishnu, so one is Krishna, one is
Mathura,
Shiva,
Mathura.
and one is basically.
The
No, I'm
two,
talking in
two.
terms of deities. I'm
Hmm.
talking in terms of deities, right? While Kashi, Mathura, and Ram Temple are major deities, some regional areas, like for example, maybe a Durga shrine or a Chamundi or a whatever, each regional deity, it may be very close, that very close to the community who's facing the issue. And if you are telling that community, like, you have to wait for us to finish these three reclamation, it is very
Hmm.
hurtful to those personal communities. They're like, why are you? If you're saying you're working for Hindu unity, but then you're saying we'll prioritize these temples which are mostly practiced by particular sects, but then other sects are like, oh, you have to wait in a bit for the part down the totem pole. It feels a little hurtful to them, right? And then we may damage Hindu unity from that perspective. I'm scared, right?
Hmm.
And I
Okay.
feel that
I got your point. See, you will see before TN elections, there would be before TN elections, 3 4 months, 4 months before, you will see a lot of organizations would be actually coordinating and doing a political and non-political movement to free up temples, especially in the southern region. Okay, and they are all would be part of the same group. So it's a decentralized approach where the top down will say, I want this. And if you don't believe in this, do whatever you want to do. I
Hmm.
will not stop.
Right. Okay.
See,
Yeah, Anand, go
example,
ahead. Yeah,
there
yeah,
are
go on.
about
Go on.
200 organizations which are there,
Hmm.
which are affiliates, and nobody, and there is no core constitution of these things. So it goes on.
Okay.
It's like a creative chaos. It goes on.
Hmm.
no, I get that. I actually understand the chaos art because I know how Hindu society is. It's like this. It's like a rapid wildfire.
Yeah.
Before we catch on
Yes, yes.
something, we just like go for it. No, but my thing
Yes.
is, it would be more consistent if I would have, my narrative would have been a little different. I would say, why not go after the temples where we can clearly document like the where the system is. If we already have documentation, then we go for the temples that have no documentation but require some amount of archaeological work, right? Then we go for the temples that have no archaeological work but have theological like substantiation. So at least there's the framework of how even Hindus can, like, okay, we know what we have to work towards, right? And then the RSS support us based on that stage of where we are at. Then there won't be so much like I said aggression. Like a lot of people, even in my like Hindu circles that I know, they're like, "What is he saying? Why is he like demanding this? Leave go everything else, right?" So that would make it more like a conciliatory statement. I think maybe that, I mean, I talk about others, but I thought that would be a more suitable way of framing it. And one last thing. So, what about this? And I'm clearly interested about the socialistic aspect, right? Is it a core aspect of RSS saying that socialistic principles are a priority over what do you call it? How to say Hindu principles? Like, are they, like for example, they see a person who's poor. Do you see them person as poor or Hindu, or is it a combination of both?
Okay, so it's a purely social organization. Okay, and their only goal is to uplift every individual of the society in whatever capacity they can be uplifted. That's the only thing they focus on. For the other things which is there, you have other organizations who do
Right.
that.
Hmm. Now, I want to. Avinav has two questions for you, Bhupenda. We'll take that. I just want to make a point here that
Mhm.
do you have time for it,
Yeah,
Avinav, to
yeah.
take
I am
Avinav's question?
working. I am working right now. No, continue.
Okay, okay. So I'm realizing now from reading, just having completed those Savarkar books, that exactly where my problem with RSS seems to be. I'm getting to that specific focus now, a specific point now. I'm understanding it now, which is the Nietzsche and Savarkar on one side and RSS on one side. That its social harmony is a priority among many other things, among many other important things. The social harmony is itself a priority, whereas people like Savarkar and Nietzsche would say that वो as a byproduct, as a side effect, may or may not happen, but the priorities are something else, and danda is sarvopuri. If as a result of that you have social harmony, which will happen anyway, it's a great thing. But if you bypass all the other important things like danda and go direct to social harmony, you never end up having that. That's just my personal opinion. And I want to remind you guys that what's the one similarity between some martial arts, religions, and economic systems. If it sounds beautiful and looks beautiful and nice, it doesn't work in real life. Whether it's Buddhism, Christian morality, karate, haya haya, kalalipayattu, is the similarity between all these things, and therefore integral humanism and socialism. If it just feels nice, it won't work in real life. That's how it always happens, ends up happening. Now
Two
let's take
points.
Avin. Yeah. Go ahead.
2 points. See, post-independence, Hindu Mahasabha was disbanded.
Yeah.
It is almost disbanded because they lost
Yes.
leadership and other things, but it was
Yeah.
become non-functional.
Yes.
Do some research why it was like this, so you will get to know a lot of things. Okay. And a second part is danda.
Hmm.
Danda is used in many ways, but I
Hmm.
cannot tell you how it is used. Okay, yeah. Danda is there and it is used in other ways, but it's very subtle and you have to do your own research. That I cannot tell you in the public.
Hmm. No, the one thing that is very appreciable and kind of comparable to a danda is that if they hijack places of power and have their people, which was Savarkar's view anyway, that can work as a danda. But the real danda is also as important. Now let's take Avinav's questions for you. Okay. On it, just wait. Okay, we'll take you on after this topic. Wait. Yeah, Avinav is asking. He has two questions for you, kind of related. So I'll take both. I have a question. Why did they almost defang BJP, VHP, and Bajrang Dal post 2718? What happened? They are in hibernation now, it seems. And have the VHP and Bajrang Dal been specifically instructed by RSS or BJP to maintain a low profile and adopt a more restrained approach? And if so, by whom among the two? By RSS or by
Okay.
BJP?
Yes. So you cannot have economic growth without having a relatively stable social structure. So the structure means violence and other things, because violence is something which is going to deter economic growth. And building economy, like building $5 trillion or $10 trillion economy, cannot happen with these groups doing what they are doing. So they were the way Hindu Mahasabha was sidelined, they were also getting a sideline. There's one thing which is very important to remember: why the primary Sangh groups are very organized and the fringe or the other affiliate groups are very disorganized.
Hmm.
So they are able to do this because they are disorganized.
Hmm.
This is very important to understand. This disorganization is something which is,
Yeah.
that's why I harp on this thing. until we evolve, the only Hindu organization which has a structure of organization, discipline, and ability to actually garner manpower
Yeah.
at the top of a hat is unfortunately only RSS. So
Yes,
they
yes.
can define these things because this is now being disorganized. Now, post 2024, this has changed little bit, not a much, but this has changed little bit. So now in next 10 years, you will see some organizations which are actually growing and they are doing some good work. And in next 3 to 5, 6 months, you will see few conferences happening where you will see a lot of things which are happening, which you might not have thought it will happen again, including temple freedom movement, including a few other things which are too radical for even BJP and RSS to talk about.
Yeah, Anand, go ahead.
One more question about the RSS specifically, and this is about Islam in general. Okay, so are they open to discussing the theology, or they like sense very worried that if you discuss it, then the Muslim section in the RSS would like get upset?
No. See, again, you're it's a social organization working for the upliftment of the society. Forget about religion, forget about ethnicity. Nothing really matters.
Right. We
No,
are
but sometimes
misunderstanding the goal of RSS, I guess, then.
no. I understand that, but sometimes social changes come from theology. Like for example, for example, so the idea that we have so many children, right? It harms social strength of a family. It harms the health of the woman. Like she's going through so many births. These are all social things, and nothing very little to do with religion technically. But because of the religious power of the doctrine, it affects their social health. So, are they willing to like engage with that religious, how to say, theological argument to make social changes in the particular community, especially in the poorer Muslim community? The richer one is not so much, not so much, but the poorer one. I mean, and one last question: uh, uh, are they cognizant? At least my personal opinion is: are they cognizant that the ulema are the people that mostly hold back the Islamic community from progressiveness? That's the question.
Okay. First, your first question. See, the thing is that uh, that's my understanding, my personal view. Okay, and nothing else. So, if you see Rene Girard's correct mimetic theory of desire, okay. So by building a $5 trillion economy, which India is building, okay, and by co-opting at least the moderates within the other community via Morcha, okay, they are creating a kind of symbolic pillars for the other people in their
Right.
community to actually look it up. Okay,
Right.
okay, this is
Yeah.
something. So see, this moderate approach is
Which is
very
why Shaila Rashid's book is called New Role Models.
exactly. Okay, and second thing, look at the outreach which Narendra Modi has for the Bohra community.
Yeah, Boras have been BJP voters forever.
No. See, that, again, it is cultivated, not existing like for a million
Okay.
years.
Right.
It is
Yeah.
cultivated. It
I
is
see.
See, nothing happens in isolation. It is cultivated. It is something which is happening for over a long period of time. And the second part regarding the Imam or Maulana. Okay. See, the thing is that they believe in something which is non-confrontation view. That is their core belief of non-confrontation. Okay, it is co-op, not confront. So this non-confrontation is a core belief they will not change. They will be co-opting people slowly, like salami slicing. They will be doing for over a
Right.
500 years,
Yeah.
1000 years,
Yeah. Kill
and
them
that's
with
how.
1,000 cuts.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, in that sense, I don't have a problem. RSS, I'm not saying RSS should be the Dandadhari now and become the Danda themselves, but them suggesting anything that other than a Danda can handle this situation, there lies my problem. Yeah, go ahead,
So
Anand,
then,
and then
so
we'll
then
take
building
Anand question.
Nobody accepts it. Even I will. Nobody accepts it.
Right.
Like people have. They're like, okay. He is saying, okay, everybody will fall in line. Okay, I am doing this. Doesn't work like that.
Hmm.
No. Again, related to that question again is like, then if you're saying it's a 400-year vision, the idea is to so let's be clear. So RSS is one influencer in the worldwide influencer network, right? Let's assume this, like, because Islam is influenced by multiple groups. Like the Bohras are influenced because they come from a certain school of religion that is in Oman and
Yes.
that region, right? They're not
Yeah.
specifically from the Saudi Salafi gang.
Hmm.
So they literally have the ability to independently evolve their ideology, and the BJP has been able to co-opt them. But
Hmm.
but since there's going to be worldwide in like Tablighi Jamaat, right? They're not going to sit around and wait for you to slowly, calmly, and like OCB progressive, right? They're going to like, oh no, we got to because the whole problem with Abrahamic religions is they can guilt you into being fundamentalist.
Right.
See, that's the whole power of the Abrahamic theology. Luckily, Judaism doesn't have this too badly because they're a logical religion. They're not an emotional religion, right? So
Yeah.
you have to study Judaism to be a good Jew. You have to
Yeah.
study
Yeah.
it properly. And
Yeah.
their fundamentalists are the people who study too much.
Hmm.
Sorry. But the
Yeah.
problem with both the Christianity and Islam is they can guilt you into becoming what they want, a fundamentalist. All they have to come and say is, see, you're practicing what do you call it, blasphemous version of Islam. It's haram. Look at our prophet. He said this,
Yeah.
or look what Jesus said, or look at what Leviticus said. You guys have to go towards this. So abandon this disgusting practice. That's what happened. Technically, what happened to
Hmm.
Pasmandas? Pasmandas are happily like, we will do puja, we will do this, we will do as Hindu as possible. And suddenly the Salafis are like, what are you doing? This is shirk.
Hmm.
Right? How dare you do all this? How dare you wear sari? How can you
Hmm.
Bengali wear
Yeah.
sari? Wear the
Yeah.
hijab,
Yeah.
wear the burqa.
Yes.
Right? So I remember when I was younger, almost every Bengali Muslim I saw was with sari wearing Bengali Muslim.
Exactly.
Suddenly, out of
Exactly.
nowhere, there are all these tents.
Yes.
In Karnataka, there are tents everywhere. Like, this was
Yes.
saris everywhere.
Yes.
So my
Yes.
question is,
Yeah,
what are they envisioning to see in the Muslim community, and how are they going to achieve that? My question is.
I'll give you one answer to sentence. The computer and the big book. You know that computer and big book
No.
by government of India. Modi said, "Na, we'll give computer and Quran to every person in madrasa."
Acha. Acha. Right. Great.
See,
Which translation of the Quran?
see that leave aside. The idea is to that the primary problem is isolation. Okay.
Yeah.
It is isolation. So the first step of
Right.
de-radicalization is break the isolation. If they are going to read Quran and they are going to have computer and internet and do searches, okay, even 5% people do search and they find something, okay, this is something which is contradicting to what I am being taught. Okay, that is the step one of de-radicalization. That's how
Hmm.
they think. Okay, whether it is right, wrong, everybody has their own opinion, but that's how they want to do it.
Hmm.
Now, it's
Right.
for us to actually vote them out of power and say, okay, no, do like this, then they will do like this.
Right. Okay. Now we'll take Anit Dash's question, and before that, I have to point out something else again. For all the caste betters, that see, we are now doing something historic again, without any reservations, without any inclusivity. I have never claimed that I want to be inclusive. I am looking for social harmony, but here we have a Brahmin, a Vaishya, and an SC, and now a Kayastha discussing RSS and Hindutva. Lol. So yes, now Kayastha, come in. Hello, Anit. Is he still awake? Yeah, yeah,
I
he's here.
don't know what do you mean by caste.
Don't call me Brahmin, please. I'm not a Brahmin.
No, everyone's rejecting their caste. Aren't you Kayastha, Anit?
What do you mean by caste? I don't know about it. What is
Nobody
meant
knows
by
what
caste?
anybody knows about caste. So yeah, he had a question for you, Bhuvenda, or you wanted to
Yeah.
add something on it.
Yeah, I wanted to add something. I think
Hmm.
Mohan Bhagwat's statement on three temple is rather a political one because everyone knows that there is something between Yogi Ji and RSS as he is not from RSS background.
Hmm.
So at that moment, as Yogi Ji was digging Sambhal, At that moment, I think Mohan Bhagwat politically said that we do not need to more have than three temples or like that, because I have heard many RSS Karyakartas lower than him that no, we will claim all temples, no more than the three temples. I think that was a more of a political comment. I think.
Okay. Do you
And
agree, Bhuvanda?
Yeah, you have to repeat because voice is bit little less. I could not hear fully. If you
Okay.
could
He
repeat
was
what
saying
you
that
said.
it was just political rivalry with Yogi Ji, because Yogi Ji at that point was saying in Sambal that we'll find out all the temples. So as a counter to that, Mohan Bhagwat said, so no, we'll stick to just three temples.
There are lot. See, the Vijayadashami speech that he gave in 24 when BJP was 240. That speech needs to be like watched maybe 10 times to actually understand a lot of things. People who have done some little bit of research on this, on the organization and other things, every statement which Sir Sanchal make, Mr. Mohan Bhagwat, on that can be talked about in 1 hour. Every statement what he made in terms of politics, non-politics, and other aspects of it. So, and it is like a cryptic message to a lot of people. See, people, generally everybody knows that there is a bit of a difference of opinion between the Modi Shah cabinet and Sangh, and that is being brewing since 2019 onward when they won, and there are a lot of things are happening. So the delay, correct? There's one thing which we need to understand: the autonomy which is given to affiliate organizations is like they do their own thing, okay, and nobody will interfere. Okay, they will be angry with BJP. Okay, you are not doing this what I want you to do, but they will never force their things on them. Okay, until it is something which is uh, violates the primary principles.
Right.
Primary principles, nobody will see. Nation, Rashtra Sarvopari, the primary principle. So when Rashtra was at stake, when the social harmony was at stake because of the Belgaum attack, then Sir Chanchalak said, go and use your power, because it is if right now government doesn't wield stick to actually punish the other person who is doing all the bad things, the social harmony will go for a toss. So use it when it's absolutely required. The
Okay.
statement that you
Anit, you wanted to add something?
Yeah, I want to say two more things on
Yeah.
the RSS long-term
Yeah.
goal. That I think they intentionally say these things publicly to believe us that they are inclusive, because I think that they think that अगर तुम हमारे अंदर आओगे ही नहीं तो तुमको हिंदुत्व कैसे सिखाएंगे। मतलब अगर ऐसे कौन पर्सन जो आरएसएस में बिलीव ही नहीं करता, अगर वो इंक्लूसिव नहीं होगा तो आरएसएस के अंदर कैसे आएगा, और अगर नहीं आएगा तो हिंदुत्व से कैसे सिखाएंगे। I think that may be the motive. And one thing about, I don't know what you are saying about Kaistas. I want to just add that if I go back to 4 or 5 generations back, my Purvapurusas are from Odisha. They were local Satriyas of Odisha. So I don't think that is Kaista or not. I don't
Kshatriya Kaista boli chaliye dewa hai Bengaluru. Your surname is Das, right?
Yeah, Das.
Bas, Kshatriya Kaista.
Yeah, but Anit
I
Das
declare
has a
you.
good point. Anit Das has a good point. Actually,
Yeah.
he understood a lot of things.
Yeah. Now, there's a huge criticism, harsh criticism for RSS coming your way. Polymerist is saying people act like RSS is some sort of secret organization with deep strategies. In actuality, they are a relatively good organization with no real aims and run around like headless chickens.
Very good. Very good.
I think that is also correct for RSS.
So everything is correct. What is wrong?
Maya, no. So, Sitaram Goel had a very specific one single criticism for RSS, which I'm sure you know from How I Became a Hindu, that RSS members prioritize their Sangh over everything else. देश को हिंदुओं को गाली दे दो, प्रॉब्लम नहीं है. नॉट राष्ट्र सर्वोपरि, it's RSS organization सर्वोपरि. Organization 1, 2, 3 rank में उनके priority list में. That was Sitaram Goel's criticism. But even at the end he criticized VHP also and said that no, see, I hadn't known poverty until I had seen VHP leaders' homes. That's what Sitaram Goel said in the same book, that where he was vehemently criticizing VHP. And in the VHP bookstall only I found Sitaram Goel's book. So there's a weird relationship. Yeah, go ahead, Anand.
My criticism is less about how they run. My criticism is that I sometimes think they don't pragmatically think about the damage they do to their own system in a way. Like, I'll give you an example. I think a very recent example, right? So JP Nadda did the wrong thing. He said we can win without the RSS, right? A pragmatic organization would not take it so hurtfully. Like, it doesn't matter. Let him say whatever he wants. Our job is to give the tools to the government to achieve our 400 long goal. You should not have taken it so seriously. They should say, okay, बोल दिया, क्या कर लेगा, बोल दिया. Still work to get 400 seats. See, what happened in response? It made it more difficult for Modi to build the long-term changes the RSS needs. See, that is when I saw that happen, I heard people say, "Oh, we got upset." Like, forget about him. Forget about even Modi's goals. Like, you need someone in political power. Look at how bad it was during Congress times, right? You're non-stop going after you. You're making it difficult like you're struggling. But imagine if you got 400 seats. You could have spread RSS more easily in South India. You could have spread more RSS more easily in Kerala. Like, RSS is getting targeted in Kerala on a regular basis, right? To protect their lives, at least to strengthen Modi's, like look at what JP Nadda said. But I was like, where's the pragmatism? Like, I was surprised. And the last thing
go on.
I just want to say, because I was thinking, I made this comment in another call. I want to make this very clear. So, if a Kashmiri or a Pakistani or anyone who is pro-secessionism comes and makes this argument, oh, Kashmir should have a right to determine its own, or even Khalistani, they say right to determine its own thing. Tell them very simple. Once the nation's borders are drawn and legal documents are made, you cannot take it away, no matter what the local population wants, unless they do revolution. Like, they actually go kill the state. Because or else, because leftist argument comes all the time. Oh, people have a right to determine their own identity and all that nonsense. Ask them a simple question. When America was formed, it initially was just half the country. Okay, part of Mexico. Okay, yes. Part of Mexico. America paid for that land. They made a Louisiana purchase. They purchased that land. Now, tomorrow, is America going to accept the argument? Suddenly, all the Mexicans in that region are like, no, we are Mexican. Our ideology is more, our identity is more of the Mexico. We would not plebiscite. You think America will allow it? They will send tanks in, they will shoot every Mexican and say, get the fuck out, or get the fuck out of the city. I've legally purchased this land. Right? Yeah. They won't allow it. So the same thing here, or any other country. You think Indonesia? You look at what's his name? What's that place? Not next to Aceh. What's that? East Timor. East Timor wanted to be independent. Achha. For decades, the Islamic state or the Muslim state of Indonesia left. Screw you! You're not getting independent. I'm going to shoot you, kill you people. Why? Because East Timor is mostly Christian. They're like, no, we don't want to be part of this group. The Timor Bali is like, oh, we want to do referendum. We are Hindu state. We don't want to be part of Indonesia. Indonesia will allow it. My point is that fundamentally, nation states are drawn legally. You can only two ways you can break that. Either you legally secede a territory, like finally East Timor did, or you do revolution and get rid of the person. And when revolution happens, the state has full right to control you. You have to be able to resist that state. That's all. Ultimately, unless you can resist the state, that's the only moral argument you have. I'm resisting the state with violence, basically. The other argument of we have a right to self-determination is a nonsense argument. Same with Khalistan, by the way. Punjab is part of India. You can cry how much ever you want. It will remain part of India.
Yeah. Now, all of a sudden, this seems to have become an RSS bashing ceremony, which we don't mean to, and it's all pointed towards Bhupenda, or the sole defender of RSS today. This is not
No,
the
I am not
intention.
defending. I am not defending any. I am just giving my objective views. I have read books on them, so
Right.
I put that book idea. Go
Yeah, yeah.
and read you
We want
that
you
book.
to play the defender. That's the problem.
I
And
do not
see,
necessarily.
yeah, every story needs a villain and a hero. You are the villain here.
I have
So,
a villain.
yeah. Now, I want to point out two interesting facts to you. One was said by Kushal Mehra, that he said it, and the other was said to me uh, by a significant person who used to be in RSS, is still kind of in RSS, doesn't attend all the meetings that much. And he said to me before Kushal Mehra said it publicly. Okay, so it's not like he listened to Kushal Mehra and then copied the statement and said to me. Okay, Kushal Mehra once said that uh, he specifically asked RSS senior people to sue John Oliver and to sue everyone who's calling them fascist. And this person in Kolkata told me that I specifically begged them that if your reputation is drawn through the mud, how the fuck are we going to work and going to work through you or for you or by you? Okay, how are we going to not get dragged through also the mud? Or you want just us to make the sacrifice as well? Okay, ah bhai beta wo bhi kar lo. So Kushal Mehra said that the response he got was, "अरे बेटा इसमें क्या रखा है? Who cares what this is?" That classic view. Okay, who cares what John Oliver says? And the response my friend got was that, hey, it's not that big of a deal. Yes, let them call us fascist. We know we are not fascists, so there's no problem. Do you agree with this mindset? Even if
Okay.
that 100 200 year old plan is a priority, do you think
Fine.
it's better if they have these priorities? Is it better if they sue them, or is it better if they don't sue them and survive 100 years? No,
Okay.
let me be more specific. Will
Hmm.
suing people be a hindrance to them surviving for 100 200 years?
Okay, let me give you. I know I have like I am part of his membership program, Kushal Mehra. So I speak to him and ask questions a month.
Okay.
Okay, so I know what Kushal Mehra has said. Okay, I have watched the program as well. See, when people, there is a kind of a like a deliberate perception being created. Okay, that we are a backward right wing pan chewing organization. There's a very good book by Stephen Cohen when he came to India after India became atomic power, and he wrote a book when he first met just one thing to negotiate nuclear things. When he was I think it was Robert Blackwell. Robert Blackwell came to India. He was sent by Clinton to India to be the ambassador of US in India and talk to the BJP government regarding the nuclear weapon and how they are going to do things around. Robert Blackwell talked to them and he wrote a book as well on that topic. And he writes in his book that I was expecting a pan chewing VHP like kind of worker who would say, "Cut, sab thik bana." Okay. But he saw Jaswant Singh as somebody who is sophisticated and telling, okay, tell me what do you want from me? How many sanctions you want to put in on us? So this unsophisticated tag which is given, okay, in my opinion, that is some part deliberate and some part just incapability. See, we have to think in human terms. Okay, every human being, every organization will do some stupid things. Okay,
Fair
we
enough.
have a this binary thinking that okay, if somebody has this amount of money, he must be the biggest genius in this world. Shahrukh Khan has lost money on companies. Bill Gates has
Yeah.
lost money on companies.
Right.
Okay, so two things are important. The second
Yeah.
thing is when I went to the evolving organization. That evolution you will not be able to see by being outside of the sphere.
I see.
I cannot tell more than that. But when you are seeing that they are not doing anything, single jane do, okay, that is also there. But there is also an evolution where things will be tackled if enough feedback is given. Okay, this is something important, and that evolution and changes takes place within the organization. Multiple verticals are created, would be there, and you will see some other way of countering that thing, but it will not be visible as somebody is doing this. It's a
Okay.
slow process, but it does happen.
Okay. If you have more time, Bhupenda, this is sort of a weird podcast today. Retroave has a question for you.
I want your money. I want money.
Yeah. Yes. No. Do free service, beta. This is for the country. This is for dharma. So
Yes, tell me.
yeah. There's two interesting questions. Tell me your opinions on these situations. Okay. So once
Okay.
RSS guy said to Ajit Bharti and Gaudavadia sir that ye 2% ke YouTubers hame sikhayenge. And the other thing that JP Nadda said that what does Bhupenda, our resident RSS representative, think of JP Nadda's term expiring as president?
First of all, disclaimer: I am not RSS activist. I have read 10 books on RSS. 11th I am reading. I am giving my theoretical knowledge. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. The question, please come again. The question. Okay.
First this.
Oh, that is trivial. There is no answer for this. Okay. That spat will go on. That spat is, see, I have seen this spat internal within for years. Don't worry about that. It happens every time. It happens within people. Okay, forget about this online thing. This is trivial. Nothing happens.
Okay. And what? Yeah. JP Nadda's term expiring.
Oh yes, so it's almost finalized. Who will be the next one? Okay, but they need to do. See, there is a constitution within BJP that in all the state what they call state branches for BJP, they need to hold their own elections. Only then they can actually select a national president. There's a technical problem.
I see.
So every BJP state first needs to hold their elections. Once the elections are done, only then they will be able to elect a national president.
Okay.
So
we have
that's something people don't know.
Okay. Here's one interesting question. What's the percentage of young people in RSS today? Like below 45?
A lot.
Okay.
A lot are there. Okay. A lot. See, people will come. People will go. Okay. Generally, people see around 60%. I'm giving a very rough estimate. Okay. 60 to 70% would be like over 50. Okay. Only about 30% would be 40 or 30. Okay. But now I think in coming decade that number will change because a lot of things are happening. A number will change. So you will see significant changes next 10 to 15 years because there are things that are happening.
Okay. Now, if you two have time, I'm going to bring up another topic. Do you have any more time to discuss here? Or if other members want to join, they can also join. Do you have time here?
No problem.
Okay.
See,
I'm going to discuss.
Okay, I will answer all the questions, but I want everybody who is listening. Wait a minute.
Yeah.
See, what I want from everybody, I am giving answers to my best of my knowledge on analytic books. I want every one of you who are listening. Okay, you ask 1,000 questions, but please, RSS Sakha is free to everybody can go there. Nobody will ask you your religion anything. Only once in life, go and just go to a Sakha and just talk to ask them what you do. Just do it, just as a hobby, do it. Just go as a like you're going to do some activity. Once go to a Sakha and talk to those people. They will not tell you come here so you have become member. No,
exactly.
But please go. If you have so many queries, go and talk to them. They're not going to bite you.
I like that not having an official membership thing for RSS. I was really thrilled when I found out about this. We have 2 more questions for you guys. No, this might be for me. Let's see. Does the top leadership? Yeah, this is for you only. Does the top leadership of the RSS have any plans to open YouTube channels? At least then people can get to know about their thoughts and stuff. Why is it so secretive, like a covert operation?
They already have channels. You need to know how to find it. Send me an email on numberviewers@gmail.com. I will give you the YouTube channel names. You can go and search it.
Okay. Hindu Cafe, is it an RSS affiliate channel? Okay. Costless is not from RSS.
I will tell you which are. If you know how to search it, but if you will not able to find it, send me an email. I will tell you which channels you need to follow.
Is Costless from RSS?
I don't know. I have no idea.
Okay.
Nobody actually
Next
knows
question
who is
is.
from.
Acha, acha. It is clear that RSS is a Sanskritic Rashtravadi party. It is a lighter version of Savarkar. I disagree. That way was Ambedkar more strident than these Sangh thought leaders in regards of two nation theory.
Yes. See, there are clear objectives which are defined, okay, and they are going to implement those objectives. They will find different special purpose vehicles to implement those objectives.
By the way,
Okay.
yeah, make your point.
Yeah. So the thing is, if they have a integral humanism as a project that they want to deploy, they are going to work on it, and they will have their own organization. See, they think Adivasi Kalyan is there, correct? They specifically work on tribals,
Mhm.
correct? That is part of integral humanism project, okay, where they want to uplift every community which is disadvantaged by whatever means, irrespective of who they are.
Hmm.
So they will have self purpose vehicles to implement them, okay, and they will do their own sweet time, whether I like it, whether you like it. See, a simple thing is there. I believe in DIY, do it yourself, okay. If you do not agree, take it upon yourself to do something about it. This problem of piggy banking on somebody else who will do it for me, that has to go. That has to go. I had the option of doing my job and going on a holiday for Thailand, okay, and I will be doing that. But in that case, am I going to keeping my accountability as my contribution to the society itself? It's not happening. So I have to do that sacrifice. If you are unwilling to do the sacrifice for even smaller means, okay, that you have to do, or else your criticism, your whatever opinions have no value.
Okay.
Do
So
whatever you want. Feed somebody, feed a street dog. That is also your accountability. Feed a street dog if you want, but you cannot just be saying all these things and not doing anything. Do something
yeah,
and criticize 1,000 times.
exactly. That applies for all situations. Like people who do in fact feed street dogs, they get the criticism that why aren't you doing something for the humans? From a guy who's not doing anything for humans, not dogs.
Exactly. So that I do not like. That's why just follow your path. Just test yourself. It's very important. Test yourself.
Yeah.
Don't be afraid that you will die if you don't eat for one day. That's the biggest thing I hear from people who are doing fasting. How you are alive?
Yeah, you are looking very good because of the fasting. A lot of your fat has disappeared.
Yes.
Go ahead, Anand.
No, I have an opinion on Ambedkar. So, and the question about Ambedkar is very valid. Because see, and like you said, least amount of as much harmony as possible. Ambedkar didn't think in terms of harmony. He thought in terms of moral, how to say, black and whites. Right? If you observe everything, almost everything he said, like he's very similar to Anand Raghunath in that way. Anand Raghunath says, "Oh, I don't want work flow. Get rid of it. It is bad, objectively bad. Get rid of it." Right? Ambedkar looked at the world the same way. Right, he just became a Buddhist. I think you would have become ideologically, you should be an atheist. You should go to one of the atheist schools of Hinduism and state. I have no idea why he went to Buddhism. It made no very sense. Like to me, like stupid. Because Buddhism is not atheistic. It is how to say nihilistic. Maximum you can say. Say, oh, the world doesn't matter. Screw it. Just be calm in yourself or whatever nonsense. I can't. I personally can't vibe with Buddhism, but some people do. So
not atheistic.
Yeah.
I know. I'm just saying. I see it as atheist. The way they frame it, or I know. I've seen there are a lot of. I'm not going to say good too much, but I see he's very black and white about it, right?
All Buddhists are not atheists, but all atheists are Buddhists. All atheists seem to love Buddhist quotes.
No. I mean, atheist, Buddhist, no.
You are a
Not
fake atheist.
Doesn't no.
Hashtag not all atheists.
I'm more aligned to Nyaya, Sankhya.
You are Nirishwarvada. Vadi.
निरीश्वरवाद, yes, निरीश्वर,
Yes,
नास्तिक
you're
नहीं,
not atheist.
निरीश्वर।
Yes.
शून्यवाद,
एथियस्ट इज
शून्यवाद.
निरीश्वरवाद भाई, ये क्या है? आप लोग क्या बोल रहे हैं आप?
Yes.
नास्तिक इज नॉट एथियस्ट, नास्तिक मीन्स नॉट
Yes.
आस्तिका, मीन्स
Yes.
रिजेक्टिंग द वेदास। ये क्या कर
Yes.
रहे हैं आप लोग?
I
कौन
liked
सी चैनल में?
Savarkar's criticism of Buddhism really a lot yesterday in his in Essentials of Hindutva only, which he wrote in a goddamn jail. He said that yes, Buddhism is great. I have a lot of respect for it. It's so awesome that I can't apply it to myself because I'm not that awesome. He didn't even say this sarcastically. He said this just what can I do? I'm just a normal man in this matter of fact world. Buddhism is not for this matter of fact world, and maybe someday we will become as nice a society where Buddhism can be applicable.
I'm telling you, you have no idea. Most of the Buddhists in the world are not even Buddhist. They're Hindu. You go to Thailand, I'm not joking. Go to Thailand, you talk to a monk about karma. He will explain it the way Hindus explain it. He will not explain it the way
Yeah.
Buddha explained it. He will not talk about nirvana. He will talk about moksha.
Right.
I was surprised when I started listening to Thai people talking about Buddhism. They describe they will describe moksha. They will not describe nirvana. Nirvana is a unique concept. It is basically not. It is not looking to join with the divine. It is saying that the existence doesn't exist, and you have to find a way to deal with it. That's nirvana.
Right.
Then you basically they talk about samadhi. They talk about moksha. They talk about what do you call it? Good karma, bad karma, like reincarnation. In the Hindu perspective, right? Not in the Buddhist way. Like you would not realize how many Buddhist places are actually Hindu. They use they basically are a monk, like they're monk space. They use they don't want to be ascetic the sadhus and stuff, but they want to be more like monks. They want to have their vihara. They want to have their schools, right? But the theology is fundamentally extremely Hindu. Like you go to Thailand, they will worship Ganesha before any event. Any event. The most vapid event also they'll worship Ganesha. They believe in him as remover of obstacles. They're not monotheistic. They are polytheistic, just like many Hindus are. But because their cultural makeup is a more mixed, how to say Mahayana, like the mix of Hinduism, they explain their philosophy like Hindus do. We don't understand. There's a mistake that Nehru made. Biggest mistake he made. 1947, the minute we go independent, our ties to East Asia should have been started right there. We should send embassies, every single one should make connections. The Chinese didn't waste a minute. The minute they were independent, they sent a large number of people south to Thailand, northern Thailand, Cambodia, Laos, and they started building cultural connect. Immediately started building cultural connect. That's why you see northern Thailand, there's so many people say I'm half Chinese. Because they married with local Chinese and everything. So we make the mistake. What are we talking about? I lost track.
Yeah, Buddhism. Wait, we will.
Ambedkar is black and white, right?
Right. Yeah.
And to me, fundamentally, black and white works in certain things. Black and white doesn't work in other things. The problem with our political discourse is the way black and white should work, we're not doing it. Where the black and white doesn't work, they're using black and white. Right? That's my issue. They're not strategic about what they're doing. It's like politically maybe strategic. I don't know. They calculations and numbers and seats and stuff.
Wait, hold on a bit. I have to get up a bit to make a very important point here. Or I'll just Google the name of the book. Okay. So Retrowave is making a very important point here. He's saying that I used to date this Vietnamese girl who's Buddhist, and she used to teach me about Buddhism, and it was all Hindu teachings. One of my friends got married to her friend's old sister. I hooked them up, but it didn't work out for me. Achha. So I wanted to add to this. I have a fantastic book for any artist, mainly music producers. It's written by someone called Rick Rubin. He is one of the most legendary music producers of all time, has worked with every band you have ever heard of, okay, in the West. So his book is on how to develop your creativity, how to sustain your creativity, how to handle rejections and still go on with your creativity. It's an absolutely magnificent book, and it's considered to be a modern philosophy classic. Okay, this book just came out 2 years back. It's all in the realm of philosophy. It's so beautiful. But when I started reading that book, I had just parallelly started reading Sri Vigyan Bhairav Tantra as well. So everything I was reading in that book, it seemed like he's talking about Shiva and Shakti. And after having completed half the book, I realized he's getting all his teachings from Buddhism. So now
So
some questions again. Yeah, go ahead, Anand.
even when I went to, I like studying
Yes, basically that book. Yes.
sociology, anthropology and stuff. It's very it let you get a window into the way humans think, right? Why they relate to certain ideas, what what drives them, why do they build these, why do they build these walls between each other, right? And fundamentally, again, I'm a little bit more like Anand. I believe in the Darwinian way of. I mean, you said it's different, but I believe society is also organized in a very socially Darwinistic way, right? Ultimately, we will reach that position. Whatever human beings are designing, right? Even the RSS designs, fundamentally, social Darwinism will be the only thing that will work. What is the most successful, how to say, strategy is what will succeed ultimately. No matter how much
Right.
one is better than the other, something may be
No,
superior in quality.
see, they have to gel together to create that effect, because with only fighting for survival, we will not have a society, because the empathy also plays a very important part. Like, without, if you remove empathy as a parameter, as a variable, then you don't have a society. That you have to remember. That's what Mr. Anand Rathan has mentioned, that both play a part. It's not either or. That's what
No,
his point of view.
but my point is, can not empathy be one aspect of the social Darwinism? For example, right? What is a cuckoo? What does a cuckoo take advantage of? The cuckoo takes advantage of the empathy of the parent, the mother, for her chick. She will raise any chick, whether it is a cuckoo or not. So that empathy still exists even in in natural Darwinism. Fundamentally, I think. Same thing with foxes, right? Many of them, like that they when they lose their partner, they die of grief. They don't actually get another partner, right? Same thing with many animals will take the egg of another animal that the egg has been abandoned and raise it themselves. So I think even at some level, social Darwinism does have empathy. We are not able to how to say quantify it in a measurable thing. It's like very random. It can happen, it cannot happen, depending on the individual, like the how to say, the mutation of that particular animal or whatever, right? And again, related to that idea, our our adoption of the dharmic communities around the world should be based on that. The common what do you call it, key to success, rather than fighting over the dogma. What is happening right now is different communities are fighting over dogma. You're not fighting over the fact. They're not saying that there is a common measure of success that all these communities have. Your local dogma may be yours, right? But there's a common, how to say, social measure that creates beneficial outcomes. And that's why I think instead of going for the Ambedkarite specifically, I think they should go for the Buddhists. My opinion, personal, pure Buddhists.
That neo-Buddhist is beyond.
Yeah,
Like,
that's not Buddhism.
what we talk about is not even Buddhism at all. This is
Yeah. Ambedkar rejected all the core tenets of Buddhism only. Avinav, many questions have come again for the RSS representative here. So, is there any hegemony of Maharashtra or UP within RSS that you know of?
no. I have no idea. No
Okay.
comments on this.
Okay. Wait, there are wait, some more great questions. Yeah, this one is here. Yeah. Then
Then go learn by yourself.
is Revant Reddy secretly a part of RSS?
No, see, the thing is, why you are talking about talk about Mr. Kulkarni, who was the National Security Advisor. I forget his first name. He was part of Vajpayee government. You talk about Shatrughan Sinha. You talk about Yashwant Sinha. You are talking about somebody who is may have been gone to some shakha. You're talking about functionaries who have turned rogue. What you are talking about? This is correct. See, when somebody there is a book, I think people should read that book. It's freely available. That book is BJP and ISS, a symbiosis. So that actually gives you some perspective how the BJP and RSS, both as an organization, political as a social organization, they actually interact with each other, interact. So there is a book. It is written by the last name is Miss Kulkarni. I have the book.
Okay.
Actually, I will read the book in my channel. But that
Okay.
gives you overview of how actually they interact in general, and it documents from 1950s to 2008 onward, till 2008.
Okay.
So you can read that book to actually understand that how the interaction works.
Okay. Then another. Yeah. Go ahead, Anand. Yeah.
Who is the other person who left, who criticized the BJP, other than Yashwant Sinha? One more person who wrote a book. I forgot his name. A very famous book. We all
I don't
quote that
know.
book all the time. So when it
Arun
comes to
Shori.
Hindus, Arun Shori, like he is like the,
Arun Shori.
you know, he's like a god for a lot of us. We reference him all the bloody time, and now he's anti-BJP. Like he's just like, what the hell happened?
What do you think happened? What do you both of think happened?
I have a theory.
Yeah.
So I have a theory that Arun Shori, like the old system of the BJP, where they had a more broken up, like people got together and had like a discussion, and then they came to a conclusion, and then like, okay, we'll implement this. Like, I was what I feel like the way Advani and all, and Murli Manoj Joshi, all they ran the system like that. I think Modi changed the way they were, because I remember there was a lot of conflict. Remember 2013 when they were electing or choosing the person who represent BJP? There was a lot
Yeah.
of conflict.
Modi almost did not become the candidate.
He always didn't become. They were going to get rid of him. I think
Yeah.
he changed. He said to achieve our objectives, you're taking too long. He said we need to remove dissent at a more like what we Indians do. We hang around each other and we keep discussing and we keep discussing and we keep discussing and we're like, oh, keep discussing. He's like, no, we need to
Yeah.
stop discussing for a while, implement, see how it
Right.
works, and then we can see, then we can discuss.
Hmm.
Just think about it. Like it's what Vajpayee did a lot, but he was struggling with lots of like this. We do it this way, do it that way, do it like 100 different ways, right? Modi's like, no, I've designed this pattern. We will hire the best of the best who can implement it, and we're going to put them in charge. Like he hired Sanjeev Sanyal, he hired Nirmala Sitharaman, he just hired people. He's like, go do it.
Yes, Jai Shankar out of the blue.
Enough discussing. Just go get it done. And I think older people who are more used to the discussive and like, let's have a discussion, let's get this done, type don't like it.
So you don't think he was upset with any of the policies of Narendra Modi?
I don't think. I think the implementation administrative style.
Achha. Bhupender?
I think he is absolutely correct, on spot on that this is the case. And one more thing, just keep in mind that when Modi was nominated to be the PM, okay, people knew how Modi actually works. It was not surprise to people, like not the okay, he was elected and then he became like this. When he was a CM in Gujarat, everybody knew how Modi actually works. And see, that's what I'm saying. If something works, something which needs to be done, even if it's something which is against the ethos of the organization, they will do it just because it needs to be done. There is a lot, and people knew, and the same thing is happening with also with Yogi. Okay, Yogi is a kind of a hardliner person. Okay, but still it needs to be done, and it will be get done until Modi or Mr. Yogi breaks those primary principles. Then something will happen, or else they will do whatever they want. Because end of the day, see, even let's look at the pragmatic level. Okay, so at some moment, the top guy will say, okay, I should have done this, but I cannot do it because I am bound by so many rules and regulations. Let's have somebody who will do it for me. I will just oppose him, and he will do it anyway. Think about it.
One interesting aspect, you see some parallels at the local level in Tamil Nadu. BJP Tamil Nadu has been so ineffective for so bloody long. Why do you think? It's not like there are a lot of Hindus in Tamil Nadu who don't gel with the RSS ideology or the BJP ideology. There are lots of them. The thing is, they're all Congress voters. There are a lot of Hindutva people who pro BJP, who are like the BJP, who will vote for Congress. Because Congress is seen as a Hindu party in Tamil Nadu. The DMK and the AIDMK are seen as the anti-Hindu parties, like literally. Like DIDMK not so much, right? But the DMK though, like no one will vote. No Hindus don't vote for DMK generally. They vote Congress. And the same thing happened in East Tamil Nadu. What happened? Why did it go from 2 or 3% vote share to suddenly 11%? Because they were all just, we'll just discuss and we'll like have some melan and we'll have tea and coffee and we'll go here and do speech here, go there, do speech there, right? But Annamalai came and said, no, task, work needs to be done. We need to start doing on the groundwork. We need to start signing up people, no sitting and having chit chat over coffee and how horrible Tamil Nadu is. Like this, we should do this, we should do that. Or Uncle Sammelan, he changed it. He said, no Uncle Sammelan, no Auntie Sammelan, we got to do work. So same, very similar to Modi. That's why Modi likes him also. Same reason. Because he's a taskmaster, not like a discusser.
Yeah, that when I met Sanjeev Sanyal. Yeah, go ahead.
I'll give it trivia. So when he talks about DMK people, correct? I have spoken to a few of them. Okay, because I'm here. So surprisingly, every DMK supporter whom I have spoken to, they have the best regard and best thing to say for RSS.
I see. So, now, then I have to ask this almost meaningless hypothetical question, but it's still important. Firstly, as a tangent to that question, a pre-question sort of, how serious do you think is the conflict between Yogi and BJP and RSS? On a scale of 1 to 10. Do you think there is a serious conflict at all? Both of you?
No. Okay, no, there is a reason. The reason is that 2029 is very important for BJP as a political party. Yeah. If they screw up to 29, okay, it could undo a lot of things that they have already established.
And in the age of technology, they will probably never come to power again.
Leave aside what will happen in future, but the primary is that whatever they have actually enabled, established a lot of things that will get undone. Okay.
Yeah.
And for that reason, even if RSS or Sangh is not happy with Mr. Modi or Mr. Yogi Adityanath, they will still make sure that they will be in power because there is no other alternative.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anand, did you have anything to add to this?
Some compromise here and there, but.
I have no idea what the conflict or anything is there. I can just say I have some friends from UP at my work, and they're very happy with Yogi. They're like, our state is doing phenomenally well. Like compared to what they expect, they are doing phenomenally well. It benefits the BJP to be with positive with Yogi. It benefits them. They get a lot of goodwill.
Okay.
To me, my opinion, BJP say, Yogi manage the state, do whatever you want. We will not butt in there. You're doing good job, we will not butt in. The problem is you butt in too much. My opinion.
Now, see, one more thing.
Yeah, go ahead.
For 29 to be a positive result for BJP, as Dada also mentioned, that the 29 to 28 seats in Bengal and those 80.
Oh, that was my question only. That if Shubhendu wins in 26, and then you can guarantee 30 to 35 seats in Bengal in 2029. Because they only Danda works in Bengal is region. So then where do we see the conflict between RSS versus Yogi Adityanath? Because he's not going to be that relevant anymore.
Okay, see, the conflict is not between RSS and Yogi Adityanath. That you need to forget about. There is no. Okay. It doesn't function that way. Okay, that's a fundamental problem. It doesn't function that way. The problem would be, and it is a political party problem. Every political party will have 5, 6, 7, 10 functions, and a political party like BJP, who have 29 state units, there will be at least 12 to 13 groups which will be fighting among each other. The governor of JNK was a 6-month sitting in UP. Mr. Sinha, I forgot his first name. Okay, he is sitting in UP and doing any other thing. He should be doing there. So now that is political rivalry between inside political party. That will always happen. It will always remain like that. So that's why. But end of the day, because UP seats and seats in Bengal are very important. Okay.
Yeah.
Because they don't know what how much, because they cannot take the risk which they did in 24. So this safety valve of Bengal is something
Yeah.
that they very see. Just remember, read the political signals very carefully. After 2024 results, okay, Shubhendu Adhikari in an auditorium filled with people, all the media watching him, he said in Hindi, "जिसके साथ उसका विकास."
And then redacted the sentence 2 hours later. But the damage was done.
Doesn't really matter, because that's how politics works. You give a signal that I am doing,
Yeah.
I want to do
Yeah.
this, and we reject it. Things are done. People know what he thinks. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Go ahead, Anand.
I have an opinion on this topic, like a very serious opinion on this topic. I do not like Sabka Saath, Sabka Vikas. I hate this
Yeah.
concept.
Yeah.
I hate it. I know the RSS. I think it's a very RSS ideology. Like, Sadhguru, you
Wait, just to be sure, you heard him correct, right? Shubhendu said the opposite. Okay.
I'm not about Shubhendu. I'm talking about Sabka Saath, Sabka
Okay.
Vikas. I hate that concept.
Right. Yeah.
I hate
Shubhendu
it
said
because-
jiska saath uska vikas.
I hate this concept because I tell you why.
Yeah.
Human, again, like I said, again, I like to see human beings in the base nature. Human beings value things when they have difficulty in getting it. I'm telling you, this is honest to God truth. People value stuff when they have a difficulty getting it. You give things like just like that, they don't value it. They're like, oh, okay, you've given it to me, right?
Yes.
And every time it will be more and more and more, and it's like basically it's an addiction. Like it takes a hit, he's satisfied a little bit. Then he takes a bigger hit, then he's satisfied. That's what's happening. My suggestion, I understand why Modi does the economic sabka saath, sabka vikas. They make it fundamentally what he wants. His goal is like $5 trillion economy. For that, every single section of society needs to become productive, and they need to have high disposable income to build a strong consumer-based economy, local country. We can't be like the US having to buy everything from outside. We have to become we produce for ourselves. We build economic connections. Like every part of society is contributing towards the economic development of the country. I completely understand. I understand why he's still giving ration as well. Because if there's a World Bank study they did where you give someone rice, right? And then you give them 1 bag of rice and you give them 2 bags of rice. They would prefer selling their 1 bag of rice and eating less rice and buying some chicken.
Which is why government housing never works.
But it works. But you must move the value scale. See, the HDB in Singapore is an extremely good example. They understood the failure of government housing around the world, and they implemented one that will not fail because they don't give for free. They don't give government housing for free. They say everyone can get government housing. You will pay fair price. Means you have to pay the price. You have to pay the money. You can't like, oh, I'm getting for free. However, certain families that are extremely poor and having difficulty managing their income will get it like a reduced amount. You can get the housing for a reduced amount. But you must meet the criteria. You can't like, oh, I will just I'm claiming this. You have to meet the criteria, and it's a family wide, not an individual one. The entire family, and they want the family to stay together. They want the family to break up. They're like, you must live together. Very important. You must have children. Very important. Like all those things are requirements are there. So coming back to the other one, sabka saath, sabka vikas. If you are clear that people value things only when you make it difficult for them, you need to have gradations of sabka saath vikas. Everyone should not have access to the same vikas, because I love the socialist idea that everyone must have access to it. You cannot. Because if everyone gets it, they don't have anything to work towards. Your drive to work harder goes away. So you build strategies. I know leftists don't like this, but Without the striations of achievement, people don't want to work harder and harder and harder and build more things. See, you will not get a satellite going to the moon unless you say, I first build a satellite that goes to like 100 feet, then a satellite that goes to 200. Like, you're like, oh, every achievement is a great thing. So if human beings are looking for things to, because that's again human nature. You want to show, I did this, I achieved this thing, and there is
That's the dopamine.
not just dopamine. It's about how to explain it. I don't know the words to explain this. Without achievement, what have you? What is your value? You're just another bag of.
And that's the biggest thing socialists take away from the citizens, socialists and communists.
Yes, they take away a person's inherent value.
Yeah.
They take away a person's inherent value, because why does a piece of music composed by Mozart hit so hard? Because he went through the difficulty of his situation. He wrote through that pain. He put every ounce of his unique individuality into that music.
Like our Lord and Savior Andrew Tate says, that beauty is inherently tied to difficulty, therefore. Anything that's not difficult to achieve is
my
not
Lord and
going to
Savior,
be
I don't
beautiful.
like Andrew Tate, but
You don't accept. You're rejecting my Lord and Savior.
I reject Andrew Tate, the Lord and Savior. But my point is,
And you see, hence the US Constitution guarantees the pursuit of happiness, not happiness.
that is why they're able to build the economy they built. The second part is they were not part of the World War II, World War I, World War II personally. That nothing hit them.
Yeah, every bad thing that US did, every other country has done at some point in their lives in some degree or the other. बाकियों ने क्या उखाड़ लिया? This always this accusation of slavery. America became rich because of slavery. अरे बाप रे. अभी पाकिस्तान में slavery है. पाकिस्तान क्या उखाड़ रहा है? लिबिया में slavery चल रहा है.
No, but I do agree partially with the woke narrative. I apologize for everyone. I partially agree with the woke narrative, because substantially they did build their, I would say, hardware through Chinese people and slaves.
Who is stopping Pakistan from building their hardware on the backs of their slaves? That's what I'm asking.
That thing stops. That thing stops.
But I want to re-upload this entire section as a discussion on RSS, so I'll just stick to RSS for now. So can you take these questions now? If they are opinion questions, both Anand and Bhupenda, both of you all must take these questions. Why is it that RSS why is RSS being more liberal in their methods get bullied more than radical ideologies like DSO and DYFI? Is liberalism a paper tiger? Is absolute radicalism more efficient?
Bhupen go first. I'll take.
The thing is, I'll repeat 10,000 times. Okay. First of all, understand that fundamentally it is a social service organization doing service to every human being, not even Indian or somebody else. Okay, if a foreigner comes to Dhaka tomorrow, I need help. They come, have dinner, have food, have water, and go away. So stop this thing that okay, it's a political organization. It is not. There are other 10,000 organizations who do these jobs. This is not not what RSS does, and this is not what they do. Okay, even I do. I go and do beach cleaning. I do and do mandir seva as part of the activity. Okay, so that's what they do. So see that's the problem. People, the leftist propaganda and other things has happened. Okay, and for that, what has happened is that it has created a kind of, and sometimes people actually enjoy it. Even people within enjoy it. Okay, we are doing this, but it is not that. So it will never happen. It's not like that anyway.
Next question is. Oh yeah, Anand, did you want to add something to that? Yeah, go ahead.
Yes, it's a very interesting, juicy philosophical question, right?
Right.
So I believe, and I've noticed this in a lot of the most successful movements in the world, right? For them to be successful, they create offshoot, or one that's not related to them. Like you cannot relate them together. They offshoot it to be extremely radical, and then they frame themselves opposition to that.
Which is why I've always said that all the radical Hindutvadi trads, they help us. Because of the crazy radicals, we get a seat at the table. Because otherwise, we are the radicals.
Yes. But one problem with the radical Hindutva is that they have substantial enough caste base. If caste was not such a large vote bank in India, they would not be a worry. There's something I want to get rid of birth-based caste, man. Because if birth-based caste goes, we can have ideological disagreements. See, we're not able to have ideological disagreements among
Right,
the Hindu
right.
community. We're focused so on caste. We can't change the narrative. Only socialists are able to do it because they're using the same caste narrative.
But
Yeah.
that is a very minority. It's a tiny minority anyway. It has no impact overall. Like even in social media and otherwise,
Right.
the really trad people are very minority. I don't think they have any
Arey,
impact.
look at what happened to Smriti Irani. She lost her seat because of them.
And
All the Brahmins
right,
and
right.
voted for the Sharma. Like, what the hell? Are you
Yeah.
stupid? Like, I actually told my friend, okay? Like, are you morons? Like, you must be a stupid Brahmin to go and vote for the person who wants to cast census and says Brahmins are evil, Brahmins are this, like, and based on caste, you go vote for that person. Like, I don't
Yeah.
understand. It's like
See, caste
chickens for KFC.
voting on caste is a social behavior. Voting on
And
caste is a social behavior.
yes, and Bhupenda, even if they are not in significant numbers, the opposition will highlight them so much that it will seem that they are in high numbers because they want that aspect of us to be highlighted.
Yeah, that I agree. Okay, that is I agree. And see, the thing is, I have a very practical view of things. Okay, I see things very in a very practical manner. Okay, if nobody is perfect, first principle, nobody is perfect. People will make mistakes. Even I will make mistakes. Learn from them and improve next day. Okay, same principle I apply to everybody. Okay, nobody is perfect, so every organization will make mistakes. You have to tell them 10 times that this is a mistake, you go and fix it. And at the end of the day it gets fixed. It takes time. That is something we can't do anything about it.
Next question is, while appreciating the immense work of RSS in remote areas, why it has failed to stop conversions in states like Jharkhand, Punjab, Andhra? Or is it the case that stopping it is not the aim?
Okay, see, the framing failed is a bit of wrong concept. They do work, and they do a lot of good work. Okay, which is invisible to most people. Yes, there can be a lot of other things which can be done. Okay, which are not done, and that something needs to be done. From, see, one important thing, the person who has asked this question, I want to ask him, you are so concerned about conversion. Have you done your Google research, Google search, or ask somebody that which there are multiple organizations who are working to uplift those communities and stop those conversions? RSS is not the only one organization. Now, if you are so concerned about it, very good. Do your Google search or you ask somebody. They will tell you there are another 100 organizations, small organizations, who do this kind of work apart from RSS. Go and contribute to them. We cannot be harping at one organization. I am telling again, you have to take your responsibility. Stop your pizza, okay, save money and donate. Find the organization, go and talk to the organization, how you spend my money, and then give the money to them. We have to take our responsibility as well. We cannot outsource everything to BJP and RSS. That I harp upon, upon every in my even my podcast, that you have to take responsibility. Even 5 rupees contribution to an organization is 5 rupees contribution. That have to remember, and we have to practice it, not preach it. I do it. If you want my data, I will give you my data, what I have done. But we have to do this.
Right. Yeah, go ahead, Anand.
This
I'm
comment,
looking for all the RSS questions. Right.
VXC's comment is an interesting parallel in the Western world, right? So I've lived in the US for like 4 years.
Okay.
4 years, right? So I've observed this as well, right? And I think the reason, fundamentally, like I said again, we want certain tribes to be identified with. And there are certain tribes that cannot be, like, if a political party doesn't, cater to a particular tribe, they will tend to go with a tribe that at least is not hurtful to them. Which is, you observe this a lot in the Western world, right? So Indians, for example, vote a lot for the Democrats. For the longest time, the Democrats did not do anything anti-Indian. They didn't. They literally
Yes.
like, But the Republicans were quite aggressive, like very, like they tend to be very, because the Christian conservative group were like, most Indians are Hindus, most Hindus are weird, most Hindus are brown, right?
Yes.
So
They supported Pakistan for that reason only. After all, people of the book, and Pakistan used to come
they,
across as the cool, suave guys.
from what I found, they supported Pakistan because they were beneficial to the pushing back of the USSR. So it is geostrategic,
Right. That too, of course. Yes.
and
Yeah.
Pakistan offered because the Pakistanis were basically amoral. They framed their country as an Islamic country, but they're amoral people. They're like, whatever benefit we can get from who's going to throw money at us, we will do it for them.
And now they are not
Right?
getting any benefit. And yesterday, openly on a news channel, they admit that we were doing USS bidding, bro. Hum ka kare.
But
And the
again,
and the
that's the thing.
journalist is
That's not the,
flabbergasted that what news bite did I just get? And she reinforces. She says that wait, that is your answer. He says yes. US paid
you
us
are
to do
missing the
this.
point. It is strategic. So it's tactical. I tell you why it's tactical. He is saying, if you don't come save us, we will reveal your truths. Tomorrow, if the Indian army reaches Karachi or reaches Lahore and we are captured, we will sing like canaries. So everything, all the secrets you have kept, you will tell the Indians. Then what will you do? It is a hot.
Right. Right.
What has Pakistan been doing? Nuclear hostage situation. Now it's a US. Your secrets are with us. We will hostage situation. It is basically messaging the Americans. If Biden was in power right now, he would tell Modi, stop. Trump is like, screw you, I don't care. Reveal everything. What is Trump saying? He wants to do. He was like, Epstein files nikalo. ये निकालो वो निकालो एक्सपोज करो मुझे नहीं चाहिए hiding shit. So it's basically unfortunately a bad timing for them. If this had happened even like 1 year ago when Biden was in power, we would have less options. We are lucky Trump is in power because he's also like them amoral. He's like, I don't care. I just want my country to succeed. I don't care about morality and shit. कुछ भी करना है तो करना है. Right? So that's why it is done. Fundamentally. So about the voting patterns. So because the Republicans did not give any bhav to the Indians, even though Indians are the best performing group, when this wave of wokeism spread through America, when it spread, two communities were targeted the most.
Yes.
The East Asians and the Indian subcontinent people.
Yes.
What did the right wingers do there? Immediately start framing, technically it's mainly affecting white people. White people like the achievement was the lowest in terms of the larger income groups, right? The more influential income groups. But the Indian Asians are right on top, and they're being targeted by quotas. So they'll go, no, we'll raise these people up, right? See, look at these quotas. It's like, let's go up these people. But the minute they got the vote, see how they changed. The minute Trump got elected, all these right wingers started, Asians are this, Indians are that, throw them out. You notice?
No, but a lot of that was Ron DeSantis' camp, by the way. They are still going on with that. It started with Ron DeSantis' election campaign, and it's going to go on until Ron DeSantis becomes the president.
I agree. I'm not. My point is, many right wingers believe this, even if they won't support it openly. You think Charlie Kirk doesn't believe this? You think that guy? What's
Noels.
No, sorry.
Noels. Michael Noels. Or Ben
Michael
Shapiro.
Noels. They all believe it. They all think that the brown man needs to be thrown out. They realize.
I believe only Michael Noels believes it.
They all believe it. I'm sure Charlie Kirk believes that. The problem with them is they have not faced. So right now, what is happening is they're still at the precipice of their economy. If Trump can fix their economy, they may have a chance. You understand?
Yes.
They're highly leveraged still towards buying goods from outside. If they become a local domestic economy, they might have a chance. At some point, they're going to have to rely on cheaper labor from outside the country.
Yeah.
They're not willing to face the fact that their quality of life is going to fall.
Yes, and I'll just make one point about one point about Ankit Shah on this topic, and then get back to RSS a little. I
अरे
like
आरएसएस
really
हो
like
गया
this point
बोल रहा
about
है, थोड़ा रेस्ट दो भाई उसको,
so many
थोड़ा
questions have come regarding RSS. RSS के बारे में question खत्म ही नहीं हो रहा है. RSS is so secretive. आज secret बाहर आ गया है, so no one's going to let go of the chance. It's out of the bag. The RSS cat is out of the bag. So uh, अंकित शाह makes this great point that जब उनका इकोनॉमी नहीं रहेगा तब उनका जो एब्राहमिक नेचर है वो बाहर आ जाएगा, एंड दैट आई रियली अग्री विद.
Yes.
What is Bhupendro's take on Bhagwat's comment a few years back? हम हिंदुओं का ठेका नहीं लिया है, हमने हिंदुओं का के ठेका.
I support his statement. See, as a community, as an individual, as a community, why I should depend on one such organization कि वो सारा काम मेरे लिए वही करेगा? Why, as a community, we are not building institutions by ourselves? भाई क्यों नहीं कर रहे हैं? Why we are भाई मेरा काम तुम ही करना, हम तो बैठ के रहेंगे सिर्फ. What is this? I support it.
This is what Dilip Ghosh kind of ended up saying during 2021 elections. He is in a room. Someone randomly caught a video of it. So he's surrounded in a party office. Everyone's complaining that everywhere BJP people are getting killed and murdered and stuff, and everyone's crying almost, saying Dilip da Hindura maar khache, Hindura maar khache. So BJP lokjon maar khache. So Dilip da says, তো আমি কি করবো? So what can I do? And so first the people were saying that BJP people are getting beaten up. So Dilip Ghosh says, what can I do? Then they say, দাদা হিন্দুরা মার খাচ্ছে. Then Dilip Ghosh says, তো আমি কি করবো? হিন্দুরা এতদিন ধরে মার খাচ্ছে আর কদিন খাবে? He says, Hindus have been getting beaten up for so many days, for so many generations. Now they'll get beaten up more, a little more. What can I do right now?
See, I give I'll let me just quick 2 minutes. If people think that the level of violence which you have in Bengal is bad, okay, people have not seen the kind of violence which was there in undivided Bihar and UP. It's far worse than what you have in Bengal. Okay, and if UP and Bihar can come out of this, what you have is a next to paradise. Whatever happened in UP and Bihar. Okay, people, I know people in UP and Bihar, I know them. Okay, what used to happen there? There are books about it. So this excuse,
True.
I'm not saying it is it's not happening, but this excuse has to go away. You have to make sacrifice. Hindus have to learn to make sacrifice. If you cannot sacrifice, you will not achieve what you want. You cannot piggy bank on something else.
Yeah,
that lesson has to be learned.
Now, that's actually what marks the difference between the kind of violence we see in West Bengal or Bihar, UP for all these decades versus what being a Kshatriya means. Because what Anand was pointing out, that when you earn something, you try to save it and conserve it and be proud of it. तो यहाँ पे लौड़े तृणमूल और सीपीआईएम के गुंडों ने अर्न क्या किया है? तो they are therefore fighting randomly like headless chickens, just running about killing random people. This has nothing to do with being in an army regiment and discipline, protecting something, protecting our motherland and stuff, right? Which is why I don't understand the criticism that, oh, therefore any dehat area is just libertarianism, bro. That's anarcho-capitalism. No, that's a completely different way of doing it, and the proximity to power is also different and stuff. Oh, by the way, Anand, did you want to add something? I have one last question.
We heard horrifying stories in the south about what happened in UPBR, like non-stop you should keep hearing. Now so there's nothing, there's a whisper, there's nothing, you barely hear anything. Maximum we saw that when those trains were going to this thing, the Mahakum, and people were breaking that's the only thing we saw, like we heard about. People broke some because they couldn't get inside. But now we don't hear anything. Like we almost hear, like we see here every day. Some woman got kidnapped, some boy got kidnapped, someone got murdered. Like literally 24/7, even South India and Karnataka news you hear.
Yeah.
This is in the 90s. We used to hear.
Yeah. AK Brahmo is saying Bengalis have become extremely weak. Even in Malda, Murshidabad, when there's so much crisis, they are saying, we want BSF camp, save us. Not one statement like BSF train us, we want to fight. Just as an anecdote, AK Brahmo, have you read Kobir Shuman's book? which he wrote right around 2011 on the atrocities of CPIM and how he was working with Trinamool and stuff. I read that book, even though I was a staunch CPIM supporter, but I had so much critical thinking. Bapre. So I ended up reading Kavi Shuman's book. So even though I didn't even ever like Kavi Shuman as a musician, so he made an interesting point there that all of a sudden the villagers of Bengal had kind of become libertarians in a way. Whenever Kobi Shuman and people from Trinamool would go to meet these villagers who were facing the brunt of CPIM near the end of CPIM's rule in 2008, 7, 9, those years, they were saying that you people, you babus from Kolkata always come to give us free ration, free kambal, dhoti and stuff. Give us Kalashnikovs. That's the only thing we need to survive. So that was at least one villager saying that. But I'm sure Kobi Shuman didn't tell him that no, we can't give you Kalashnikov because there are school shootings in USA. So anyway,
Okay.
Bhupendra,
Yeah.
both of you had something to add. Yeah, go ahead.
One thing. Today I did a podcast on the Murshidabad incidents. Okay. Watch that podcast. Okay. You will hear something that you want to hear. Go and watch it.
Okay.
Something about you will hear it.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, Anand, go ahead.
I have an opinion about this standing up for your in defense. See, our biggest problem is not that we are not brave. Our problem is that we know that the state will crack down on us harder than anyone else if we stand up. That is the problem. The problem is, so tomorrow if I go, like I'll give you a personal example. Like I
It's
challenge
very
the
true.
police.
I might save myself from a Trinamool Gunda. How will I save myself from the police 2 days later?
After you defend yourself, you will
Yeah.
defend yourself. The Trinamool Gunda will be beaten back. He will be kicked off. He will go off and live. He will play. He will go complain to his daddy, and his daddy will complain to the local MLA. Local MLA will complain to someone else. Police will come and beat your ass and you can't even say anything back because the police is authorized to beat your ass for no bloody reason. For no bloody reason, they'll make shit up. Like, the reason I'm saying is, recently, I'm living in Bangalore. Okay? Bangalore is a very cosmopolitan city. You expect policemen to be responsible, understand the law. Okay, you expect.
Okay.
And at least where I used to stay earlier, the Malleshwaram is more mature. They didn't do this kind of nonsense. I'm now living farther from the center of the city. So more like a village area. Okay. So I was right in something. I was right, like objectively right. Okay. And in front of the police officer, I'm having an argument with the other person who's wrong. And I called him Jahil or something like that. Some word. He made up, and that person was that person was calling me a bad statement, and I called him, yeah, you are also that. The police officer in front of witnesses is saying, no, I only heard it from you. I didn't hear it from that person. So the reason why Hindus are so afraid to stand up is because we are not able to protect ourselves from the law itself, and we have no legal provision to do it. I asked the guy for his name. I said, give me your name and your badge number. No, why should I give it to you? So unless fundamentally the BJP brings police reform, makes it where not the police are empowered, yes, to fight the problematic part of society, the ones who are really breaking the law, and protect those who protect themselves and under the law, right? Unless that changes, no matter how much Hindu stands up, they will get beaten back. Unfortunately, that's the reality. Unless, of course, you've got a Sangathan behind you. If you've got a large Sangathan to look after you and come and fight for you, then yes, you have more confidence. But if you're an individual Hindu here, I'm like, imagine tomorrow if I'm fighting a Muslim mob. I know I'm going to die, or if I survive, the police is going to come for me later. That's just the reality.
Okay, see, I'll give you counter argument. Counter argument is, do you think in UP and especially UP and Bihar, the police that you see in West Bengal, okay, at least they will talk to you and say, okay, don't do this or I will do something about it. Okay, in UP and Bihar, first they will give you good treatment and then they will talk to you. So when you're talking about this thing, so it is not the case. See, I'll give you a bit of a counter argument. In UP and Bihar, they were able to fight this fight this oppressive state and other machinery because of caste loyalty. Caste loyalty made sure that they gel as a community and they can fight it. In Bengal, there is no community or caste loyalty, so they are too much fractured to fight.
Right.
This must be the same thing is happening in Bangladesh as well, right? Like they're not able to coordinate so effectively as well. So they're basically getting picked off by the whoever can pick them off.
Yes, so
Right.
this correct. Sometimes caste is a good thing. Sometimes, not every time.
No, it's fundamentally it is basically a group that is there to have your back when you are fighting for the right thing, right? When you're fighting for justice, someone has your back. Like the problem is and if you look at even in urban areas, in most urban areas, right? Hindus rarely have anyone to have their back. They are basically independent agents. Like
Yeah.
people would abandon them. That's the thing. Unless you have built your own group.
Moinakda is saying Bhupendra is confusing between Kolkata police and West Bengal police.
The UP police and BR police was double the bad what they are. If you talk to somebody who was in UP lived in 20 years ago, they will tell you what used to happen. I have lived in West Bengal. I lived in Kolkata. I know UP and Bihar. Okay, I can tell you objectively that the kind of things used to happen, even what police will do to you, is not something which will happen regularly in West Bengal or in Kolkata. I think the Dada will understand what I'm talking.
Yeah. Go ahead, Anand.
One more thing, I think Ash Ketchum made a good point, but I'm not in the. I don't agree with guns. I think they should amend the Arms Act and make bladed weapons and other things basically legal again. My suggestion to the state would be make it legal in the fact that you license to carry the weapon, but only in the thing of self-defense you can use it. So basically, you frame it as self-defense room.
Wait, sorry, we can't get into a complete self-defense debate right now. We will just skim through it a little.
Sorry, my bad.
How is it anything different from what is the law right now anyway? Right now, you get a license and it's only for self-defense.
No, I'm not about guns.
Yeah.
Because for me, my worry with guns is it can cause carnage too fast, and it's difficult.
No, you are saying that the laws that exist right now for guns have those same laws just for swords and stuff.
Yes, bladed weapons. Because then that connects to the martial arts as well. That connects to
But the
martial
problem
arts.
is the acquisition is procedure is so slow. You'll almost not get it.
No, I'm saying speed. That's my point.
It is arbitrary in nature.
Yes. If you have connections with defense personnel and politicians, only then you will get it. Otherwise, you'll get rejected by the district magistrate. Then you'll have to sue the district magistrate. Then you'll get it. And then you'll have to go train with the police. And the police will ask you to forfeit your gun if there is a 144 in your locality on the day you need your fucking gun.
No, that's what I'm saying. Because specifically, I think it's because of their guns. Guns are higher lethality and difficult for forces to control compared to bladed weapons. For bladed weapon, you just need to cordon that person off. And
for bladed weapons, my position is that there should not be any license at all.
No, I mean, license number like document. You have to document who has the bladed weapon. You can't have a society where you're not at least okay. I've created this bladed weapon. This exists. They don't need to put it through a process. You're saying the process like what's happening with guns. You have to go to a magistrate. You go to a army officer. You must sign up. No, I'm not about that. That means you have made a bladed weapon, state registered this as your bladed weapon. That's it.
Yeah, I disagree. I believe no one should even know that I have a sword. Not the state, nor my enemies. Because everyone who wants to kill me already has a sword, stones, and guns.
Okay, it's a perspective. I'm just looking for the.
Yeah, we'll someday discuss this elaborately as well.
But my reason why I disagree with the gun is because the escalation for harm on society in general is very high. It can suddenly go. Initially, can be a protective thing, but suddenly can escalate to don't know what scale. That's the worry.
Yeah, it's a fair argument. We will have to elaborately discuss on this someday. Someone is pointing out a poignant historic dialogue that "Aag dikhata hai Madar Jat" from Ganga Jal. So The last question for today on RSS again. Bhupenda and Anand, both of you can give your opinions here. The last question is that why did RSS fail to prevent the rise of communism, socialism, etc. in a place like Bengal, which was so very Hindu? Even all the Trinamool leaders are even absolutely Hindu even today. Why do you think? Was it even a failure, or it's on the way, or something like that?
Okay, I can give you a historical perspective. Communism came to power in 1977 in Bengal, correct? Before that, it was
Sorry,
Congress government.
sorry,
Congress government.
sorry to interrupt you. I have to take one hilarious question here. Pranav Chalotra is saying, "What? I can't keep a sword without license."
No, bro, no, bro.
You can keep those fake Melaka swords, okay? You can't keep an
You
actual
can't
sword
keep
that will kill
anything.
people.
The Arms Act is horrible. It is the most shitty. I can't believe it. When we got independent, we didn't remove it. Like, what is wrong with our government? The minute you got independence, you're like, screw these bloody Britishers and their stupid laws. Like, kya log hai? I don't understand. Because you look at it, it's so tied so intensely to martial arts laws in India. Literally, the minute they cut off the arms, cut arms off, they literally martial arts has
Yeah.
died in India. Because
Yes.
most of our martial arts are martial. They're not dancing
Yes.
around. They were
Yes.
literally fighting, like killing people. Like, ye kya hai
Yes.
log hai?
Yeah. We will take this question also as well. Okay, Rishi has a problem with the Rashtriya Muslim Manch. So yeah, go ahead, finish the point. Then we'll discuss Rashtriya Muslim Manch and end the live stream.
Yeah. So the first thing, I think when Gandhi was assassinated, okay, and then RSS and others were implicated, okay. From that, the crackdown actually started. So the communist parties were actually moving up and up in terms of their organizations and their funding and everything. So at that time, actually, RSS was very weak as an organization because the state was oppressing it. It was banned actually. Okay. So that they got the, I think it also is discussed. It also got discussed in my podcast with Vaishya, that how RSS was active in Bengal, and she narrates a very good story which people go and listen. So that state operation against RSS and banning the RSS created the kind of fertile ground where communism actually took shape and took hold. So it's a historical reason why it happened. I might be completely wrong, but whatever I have understood in terms of data and how it was there, so that could be one of the probable causes where the communism took hold because RSS was banned from doing any work in Bengal, specifically.
Right. Yeah, we will only have probable causes only. We can never be fully sure. Wait. Then the last topic. Yeah. Why does
No,
Rashtriya Muslim Manch? Okay, yeah, go ahead.
Can I say about South India? So in South India, communism is also quite strong. Okay, communism, socialism, communism, it's quite strong, especially among the intelligentsia here. It's just not
So
like
you see, repeatedly, the people who prioritize social harmony over Danda are defeated by people who prioritize Danda but pretend to prioritize social harmony.
I'm telling you in South India what happens. Okay, so like lot of the even the intelligentsia, the aunties, uncles, all like the socialism. Oh, so nice, so perfect. See, because I think fundamentally, when you are well-to-do, when you do well, like you've got a lot of money, right? You can you go up the Maslow's hierarchy of needs. You're like, oh, let me talk about intellectual shit, right? But when you're not, when you're struggling for basic food, like, sorry, stupid person, like I need an ideology that feeds me. I don't have an ideology that gives me high funda nonsense, right? This is exactly how the constitution got passed. Without really people understanding what the constitution, like literally what did he do? They're like, sir, like 100, 200 people of a community said, sir, मुझे खाना चाहिए, आप जाके मुझे represent कीजिए constituent assembly में, वो high pollutant idea discuss करेंगे, मैं नहीं जानता ये किसके बारे में, you just agree for me. मेरा कास्ट बोल रहा है, ये बोल रहा है, वो अग्री कर दी, मुझे जानना ही नहीं है कि प्रिंसिपल्स क्या होता है. Until today, people don't understand what this half of the constitution mean. मैं जाकर किसी को पूछ रहा हूँ कि सोशलिज्म क्या होता है, और Isn't it?
Right.
Isn't it like I don't know what Samajwad? Like okay, what is Samajwad? Freedom, equality for everyone. But no, socialism is not that. It's not equality for everyone. वो जानते नहीं वो theory जानते नहीं वो just बोला है लीडर ने बोला है मुझे just follow करना है. Right. Same thing in South India. Even the intelligentsia likes to talk about highfalutin stuff, but they just want to like push it on everyone because they like have authority. ये communist मैं एक बार communist को पूछा, right? If your ideas can't be explained to the common person, what is the worth of your idea? He said, no, they're too dumb to understand. It is for me to think for them.
Wow.
ये attitude है उनका. I am their savior. They are too dumb to understand. It is for me to think for them. Why is the CCP the way it is? CCP is the way it is because they like, we are the high priests of the community. हम बोलेंगे आपको क्या करना है. तू करो, तुझे पैसे मिलेगा. Which is what ultimately the Chinese people agree to. They like हमें good jobs दो, मुझे खाना दो, मुझे lifestyle दो. I will shut up about free speech. अब सब unravel हो रहा है. नहीं, how dare protest करें. Guarantee नहीं हो रहा है. This is literally what communism does.
Rishi is saying, isn't that the same with libertarians? No, it's not. I'm not the Libertarian Party of India, but if I was the Libertarian Party of India and I was a spokesperson candidate, everything like those two guys were, then I would have separate things to say to separate people. Like this similar criticism comes against vegans as well, that, oh, how will you convince a rickshaw puller to eat tofu? We are not asking a rickshaw puller to eat tofu. He eats more veg meals than a normal guy anyway. We are talking about the upper middle class who are eating meat all day to boycott meat. So we will have separate discourses, separate worded lexicon discourses for separate people. तो गरीब लोग को हम जाके ये नहीं बोलेंगे कि आज से तुम्हारा बंद सब फ्री भोसड़ी के चलो काम पे लगो. उनको अलग तरह से समझाया जाएगा.
The fundamental thing he seems to miss about libertarians is libertarians believe in your ability to define your social structure. So imagine एक city में है जगह, in a region where the libertarian would say, अगर आप 20 लोग हैं and you can somehow work a particular business and you will make it successful, it is your right to do it and sell that product to other people. The socialists will say, no. How dare you make this unique thing? We will tell you what to make, and all of you in this whole city, no matter who you are, will make this thing. And we will tell you we have saved you because we have made you not think. We will tell you you're not going to need to think. We're giving you a solution, just follow it like a mental person. And you're owning that. So they'll say, oh, you own the production. See, you own the production, see? But you're an idiot, you don't understand how to think like us. Libertarians say you create whatever you want and you achieve the success in that. He didn't even understand the distinction. I don't know why. I agree with him other things. I said I apologize. I may not know to him earlier, but when he criticizes about libertarians, I'm like, bullshit here.
And Rishi is making an interesting point here that the libertarian guy literally said in your stream that I don't have time to explain all this. See, he was flustered. We were having a 2.5 hour, 3 hour long, unprepared, unscripted podcast with random people, from guys who are founders of the party, spokespersons of the party, ideologues of the party. That never happens. That someday these guys will, some people like them will always get flustered. And also, I don't think that guy is personality-wise a debater. Okay, he is a nerd, ideologue guy and an entrepreneur and stuff. So you need to have a personality of a fierce, rabid debater, and only then you will survive situations like those.
I also have a theory that when he came on, he was not prepared for the deluge of questions. So sometimes what happens is you are prepared, as any human would be, you're prepared clearly about something you are going to present. Now, if you're giving a new thing that you were never prepared for, you take time to go study it, build a proper coherent argument when you're going to tell someone, especially when you're trying to run a party, okay, when you're trying to create a new party, you have to be clear. Come on.
And those guys didn't really have any clue about what exactly the kind of viewership we have, which is very unique and very niche. No, so they are absolutely flabbergasted. What the fuck is this? They are Hindutva, these Savarkarites discussing caste, criticizing caste, and also libertarian all of a sudden. Who are these guys? And which is why the guy who was actually more senior to the Tushar guy, Anup Johnson. Every time Anup starts talking, people start quitting the live stream because he gets into all emotional tangents and beautiful words and stuff. But our viewership is not like that. It might work on some other channels. On our channels, we have already advanced the conversation so far that Anup is seeming like a backdated speaker here. No one cares about those stuff in particularly our space here. That's a problem. They couldn't realize that. So yeah, Bhupenda, Rashtriya Muslim Manch exists.
Okay, see, you should be, or any organization should have the ability to actually do experiments. What they think it is good, let's do and see if it works or not. Until you do something, an experiment and check whether if something can be done, how you know it doesn't work. You have not
Ironically,
done anything in your life, maybe no experiments, but don't let others be fear of like losing a fear of failure. You
no,
should
ironically,
not.
it's very libertarian of the RSS. Ironically.
Yeah,
Ironically, they're libertarian of them. They're like, oh, you
yeah,
do this, you try this, you try that, you try that. We'll find the best ideas. The non-libertarian actually like, no, we have only one way, and you're not going to try anything else.
yeah.
So everyone has to follow that. Which is actually
Libertarianism
very
works in
good.
mysterious ways. It comes up in mysterious places. Now, I would just like to end the live stream by pointing out that we are all expecting too much Savarkarism from a party who hated Savarkar and Savarkar hated the party, more or less. So we are kind of asking for the wrong things from the wrong people. We are asking Sachin Tendulkar to sing really well, or ask Lata Mangeshkar to bowl really well and bat really well, pretty much here.
No, and one more thing I have, this is the last statement I'll make. This idea that people's ideas, a person who's very, he loved his country and he thought he was looking for the best solution for his country. He was
Yeah.
about time and then environment.
Hmm.
And his solutions were for that time and that environment. Just like we expect the constitution to adapt to new times and new environments, we expect our infrastructure to adapt to the new times and new environment. Savarkar's ideas also will change, and the RSS also adapt to that new thing. So we can't expect what Savarkar wanted in that time to be implemented perfectly right now. What we can take is the spirit of Savarkar, the spirit in which he pushes ideas to be replicated in policy.
Yeah.
And to me,
Yeah.
the spirit of his ideas was Hindu unity, right? Hindu unity. Get rid
Yeah.
of these fake barriers of caste, hatred, and disagreement. Because fundamentally, he didn't
And
say
that
don't be
social harmony will happen regardless. We don't have to prioritize it by bypassing other stuff. We just
Yeah.
have to recognize citizens as citizens, not on the basis of their caste and stuff.
Because essentially the constitution was about that. The problem happened when you started gradating citizens as more equal than others. To me, I hate the Supreme Court for that the most. When
Yeah.
they stated that people are of different gradations because they're fundamentally different, so we have different discrimination. अरे अबे आप बोल रहे हैं कि वो you're basically saying forever they can ever be equal. लेकिन एक statement क्या है भाई? That you're different people, no, you're same people. Are you at this stage of your life? The state may not be able to bring you to the same thing. Work together, making you out to reach the same goal. You are essentially the same person. I mean, not same person. I mean, same citizen. The state will endeavor to make you the same, regardless where you started from. They're like, no, you're always going to be separate. ये बोल दिया. Like I personally, that disagrees with me the most. Because morally, that is irreprehensible to me. It is morally reprehensible. How can you tell two people they're different?
Do you
In a
think
state that promise equality?
Do you think UCC not applying to tribes will also come back to bite us in the ass decades later?
How are they tribes anymore? They all converted to Christianity. Tribe कैसे बने? I don't understand. Then everyone is a tribe. The Native Americans are still then Polish people are tribes.
There's
Germanic
no clear
people are
definition
tribes.
of a tribe even. At some point,
German people are
all of
tribes.
our ancestors lived in a forest. So forest dwelling is supposed to be a definition for a tribe.
No, tribe. I understand what they're defining tribe as a unique set of customs. Like you're converting Christianity.
The Harry Potter fan club is also a tribe.
No. Forget about it. See, you convert to Christianity. What is the tribal part of you left? Because you've abandoned your old traditions. What is the tradition now left? It is a
Right.
performance art. It is demeaning to accept people who have converted as tribes. Is demeaning to the tribal people who had those traditions. You're saying there's a costume you wear to dance for someone else, or maybe to dance for yourself. But you abandon everything else about your culture. I think I look at it as demeaning.
I don't know any converted Christians. Do Indian converted Christians work in the same way that Native Americans who are Christians work in that same way, that they are Christians but
I
also
think
keep up all their Native American traditions and stuff?
when they first got converted, when the first Native Americans got converted, same thing happened with even the Romani. They were forced to adopt the local, like
Right.
the white traditions. They
Yeah,
were
yeah.
forcibly like brought into churches, and like horrible like violence was inflicted on them. Now they like, what are we doing? We call ourselves Native Americans, we call ourselves indigenous people, and we're just following the tradition. They all have Christian names now.
Right.
Their cultures are destroyed. The minute you accept, you still say you're a tribe and a Christian, your indigenous traditions are going to get wiped out. They will get wiped. They get subsumed into the larger
No, let's say I
thing.
go
And
to church on Sunday, but also go to a friend's wedding who's also a tribal guy and dance in the tribal way, and therefore I'm tribal.
no, but that is still, it is not your tradition. No, it is just a it is like okay, maybe it's
Cosplaying,
in, it is
cosplaying tradition.
it is cosplaying because you want to keep that one aspect alive to say, oh, I'm a tribal. But in
Yeah.
every other way, how are you living as a tribal? Are you practicing the same hunting traditions? Are you practicing the same food traditions? Some may be. Are you practicing the same looking at each other in terms of the way you observe each other in your tribal custom? Like for example, in Thai tribal customs, so the Thai Kradai tribe, right? These are tribal customs that they follow with one another.
Right.
Do not abandon that because they have Buddhism. So are
Right.
they
Okay.
following those customs? But Christianity says no, you
So,
can't follow those customs.
so have Indian
As a Christian,
Christians actually, or Indian Christians have they forced that on Indian Christians,
I
or
want that.
few?
I want that clarity. I want that
Right.
clarity. To me, that I want that clarity. But I
Database
know that
clarity
all
to me, it is.
Christianity, anywhere it goes, it removes local customs. It wipes it out. It wipes it out. It has done it to the Native Americans. It's doing it here as well. Food is the thing. I think the food is the only thing that lasts longer because you can not like really get rid of food. It's not related to religion. So, but I
Okay,
see it
Bhupenda. Yeah, go on.
as negative.
Okay. Bhupenda, you had something to say on this?
Last comment. So stop thinking that any political party is for a specific ideology. A political party is there to do its function, to be a political party, and their primary goal is to win elections by any means possible. Okay. Yeah, there would be gradation of here and there, where somebody would be more pro-development, somebody will be less development. But end of the day, stop expecting that any political party will be doing your own bidding just because you have voted for them. You need political parties, one spectrum of your political capital. But as a community, you need social capital. As a community, you need financial capital. And as an
Yeah.
extension of your political capital, you would need political parties who would do the bidding for you if you have the social and the financial capital with you.
Right.
That we
Yeah.
lack. That's it.
Yeah, and that is what we at least all forever the senior Hindu leaders have gone on saying that, have told Hindu society to organize. When they say organize, they mean these procedures only. This is called organization. This is called getting organized. Okay,
That's it.
Anand, you had anything to add?
Manik Menak Bhattacharya. Is correct? I'm saying correctly?
Yeah, yeah,
Mainak.
yeah, yeah.
Okay. So he made a good point. Basically, he's right. Exactly my point. So
Right,
let's get to the point. You
right.
observe very interestingly, right? The Northeast culture, right?
Yeah,
While they had a lot of diversity in the past, like they have a
yeah.
lot of diversity, right? Over time, The diversity is slowly getting like they're like we want now cookies large cookies country. Which will happen? The most powerful of the tribal groups, they're like we'll impose our culture on everyone else, like one form. That's what will happen in Abrahamism, in Christianity is what happens. The largest, the most dominant Christian group imposes culture on all other Christian groups.
Right.
Literally, they will they impose it because they're like, you're Christian, why do you need a unique culture? Think about it pragmatically. They're like, why do you need a unique culture? You're Christian. Ultimately, your everything is about Jesus, right? In Jesus' name.
Yeah.
That's why you look, even now, most Christians in America don't know what their culture. There's no culture. We're white people. What do you mean you're white people? There's definitely you are Polish, you are Swedish, you're German. There are unique cultural aspects of each of those communities. The Pole and the German and the Bavarian and the other one, they all have unique, like each region will have its unique custom.
Yes.
But it's all gone in the name of Brewfest. Right. Everyone is Brewfest, that's what happened to them as well. So if we really want to protect tribals, we would say if you're going to be a tribal, you cannot be a Christian. Only pure tribals who have kept their indigenous identity, who fall like Santals, for example, who actually perform nature worship. They don't call them Hindu. This is what another problem that's happening in India. Like a lot of people want to call them Hindu. Like no, they're not Hindu. They're a unique tribe. Let them give them some sort of unique tribal name. Don't become Christian. Remain that unique tribal name. We'll protect that identity. Like we're protecting that tribe in the North Sentinelese. Like protecting them, we protect them as well. Santali as well, we protect them. The traditions.
They do in the Savarkarite sense. They are not Sanatan Dharmis. They are not Vedic people.
Yeah. Because now people want to make them. You worship the tree. The tree must be some Vedic deity. Like, don't do that. But that's going.
Hasn't that already happened? Hasn't that Sanskritization already happened? And all of the Loka Devatas or Grama Devatas already are a root of some Hindu deity.
I'll give an example. Like that Mariamman is a local deity in South India.
Okay.
So local forest, like I don't know, forest, there is some deity.
In Bengal we call it Loko Devata.
No, exactly. People think she's Durga. No, she's not Durga.
Yes.
She doesn't say, specifically says, I don't work, I am not God. I am not the way you're defining God. Right? A lot of the local tales of Mariamman are not like the way she's like. My point is that you don't force your like the general Hindu identity on them. Make them part of your dharmic fold. Like that's my point. With the problem with a lot of the Hindutva, like the ones on social media, they're like, let's make everyone Hindu. No.
Yeah, it's by that logic that they say South America was Hindu, Hanuman went in Latin America and stuff. Because anyone who was an animist was Hindu. But you see, in this at least aspect, I have to add, I can't defend or criticize it, but this is a procedure that has gone on for 2000, 3000 years, ever since the guys from Haryana came to the rest of the country. So now why should just these specific some tribes get left behind? We have also said that yes, we want to worship you as Durga. This is just another roop of Durga. That is the process of Sanskritization and the accommodation and the accumulation of all these tribes into the Sanatan fold. That is how Tantra is Hindu now.
No, the reason I become Mariamman is because this is unfortunately it affects politics as well. When Hindu group,
exactly. Sorry. I had to add this, that when you say that don't turn them into Hindu, but have them in the dharmic fold, then you mean only in the political sense. But I think that was what was the goal anyway when it was being done as a part of Sanskritization anyway, because that was the politics of the day. That was the way politics was done back in the day.
So, but that came from digestion. Means the two communities were like, okay, we are interacting on a regular basis.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Right. This is different. Yeah. This is saying that we want to see, like, this is what Christians do. They do the same thing. They're like, oh, I want to see Jesus in everything. I want Jesus in your God, like nonsense. Like God, that's not Jesus. God is not Jesus. You keep quiet.
Yeah, there's a subtle difference.
You cannot see your God in everything. So what you do is you create a dharmic ecosystem. You let the Mariamman followers believe that if they want to not believe they're Hindu, fine. You're not Hindu, but you're part of the dharmic fold. You're part of the larger Southeast Asian Indian subcontinent dharmic fold. You will get a lot more people in the I think RSS does very well in the Northeast, if I'm not wrong. I've heard some places they're doing very well. Good job they do. They're bringing people in dharmic.
Yeah. That just political unity. Let's see. I don't know. Without the theological backing, can people be convinced to unite just politically?
Yeah, I think
I
we
think the
can.
job gets easier if they just get called Durga's Roop.
No, it gets harder. We like we love our personal identities. We are
Right,
resistant to
right,
change, right?
right.
But
Yeah.
if we are part of a group that like you say, resisting big tent, right? That is like, okay, you can be your unique thing, and we. Why is Hinduism so successful even in Southeast Asia? Because they let the local kings define the Hindu deities the way they want. Why is Bali the longest serving Hindu kingdom? Because if you go see the local Bali Hindu deities, they have no connection to
Hmm.
the local Hindu deities here. It's a unique kind of Hindu
Okay.
deity.
Hmm. Same way, Panjuli and Guliga worshippers got brought into the Hindu fold.
Yes.
The Brahmins reached there and said that yes, there was a fight between Panjuli and Guliga, and Madurga came and solved the fight.
Maybe she did.
Yeah. But that was the politics of the day, and you are saying that was consensual, and it's not so consensual anymore.
No, I'm saying it can be consensual. We should resist the temptation to not make it consent at some point.
Yeah. The temptation to impose. Yeah, fair enough. This is a
Not
nice
become
argument that I.
Abrahamic approach.
Right. Yeah. Okay. Thanks a lot, guys. This was a very phenomenal discussion. Thank you very much for having this discussion, and hope to have many more of these. And thanks to all the nice people who joined in the live chat and furthered this beautiful conversation. And
Thanks,
I hope
Chelsea, for your criticism. Thank you.
we have criticized RSS harder than commies today. And yes, Bhupenda, good job of representing RSS without any payment because for Rashtra and Dharma.
Yeah, but people should go to the Shakha once. They should go.
Yeah.
I answered all the questions. They should hold their part of the bargain.
Yeah.
One benefit of this discussion is I'm not thinking about the heat in Bangalore right now. It's really hot. It's a good thing.
Acha. I see.
It's hot. The fan is on at max and I'm boiling.
I see. Thank you, guys. Thank you for joining the discussion. Thank you, guys. Good night.
যদি সবাই ফিরে যায় ওরে ওরে ও ভাগা সবাই ফিরে যায় যদি গহন পথে যাওয়ার কালে কেউ ফিরে না যায় তবে পথের কাটা তুই রক্ত মাখা চরণ তলে একলা দলরে তুই রক্ত মাখা চরণ তলে একলা দলরে যদি তোর ডাক শুনে কেউ না তবে একলা চলো রে যদি আলো না ধরে ওরে ওরে ও ভাগা আলো না ধরে যদি ঝড় বাদলে আধার রাতে দুয়ার দেয় ঘরে তবে বজ্রানলে আপন বুকের পাঁজর জ্বালিয়ে নিয়ে একলা চলো রে আপন বুকের পাঁজর জ্বালিয়ে নিয়ে একলা চলো রে যদি তোর ডাক শুনে কেউ না আসে তবে একলা চলো রে একলা চলো একলা চলো একলা চলো একলা চলো রে